Well, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? I hope that you're all doing well. Saf and Ninja, I've seen you already this morning. Good morning. How you doing? It is an absolutely lovely northern Michigan day today. A little hazy, beautiful out. It's going to be in the 80s, actually. That's unseasonably warm. The last couple of days in northern Michigan have been just awesome. Very, very nice weather out there. So, yeah, without further ado, here we're going to do some testing. Anderson, how you doing? Good morning. How you doing? Hope that you're doing well. We're going to do a little 3.18.2 testing, like many of you probably. As you can imagine, not a lot of incentive to play live right now, right? Because it's going to get wiped or whatever. So we're going to keep testing 3.18.2 because once 3.18.2 comes out, hey, Sandy, how are you? Nice to see you. Really enjoyed some bullish episodes lately for sure. So we are going to just kind of keep our foot on the gas, keep on top of this mining testing. Obviously, when 3.18.2 goes live, my hope is to actually do some mining, build a little bit of wealth, and go from there. Hey, son, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. So that's us. Of course, once 319 hits the PTU, we're going to be going crazy testing that because it's going to be such a significant change to mining. But like I said, with the 318.1 patch finally going live, but a wipe coming with the 318.2 patch, probably not going to be doing a lot of stuff in the actual PU, but the PTU we're going to keep on testing and making sure that it's going groovy. So I haven't even kitted out yet my prospector. But I have the things to do it. So let's go ahead and get started this morning. We have the Prospector 2 here. And I'm just going to go ahead. I did throw a paint on there already. Single parenting for a couple days, so probably not getting... Oh, I understand how that goes. I definitely, once in a while, Jode would leave town or whatever. And I understand. A funny story really quick, Sandy. One time, Max was a little guy. 5 or 6. My mom always did not like trampolines. She had been an emergency room nurse for a long time. She'd seen a lot of kid injuries with trampolines and always warned us against them. Of course, this is like a long weekend that my wife was out of town for business, and I was watching Max, and he wiped out on the trampoline, and his shoulder looked a little strange to me, and he was having a hard time kind of getting his arm up over his head. But I thought, he'll shake it off. My wife comes home, and the next day she comes home, she's like, what is wrong with our son's shoulder? I'm like, I don't know. He hurt it a little bit, so sure enough, yeah, I did an awesome job parenting that time. I forget what they called it, but there was something definitely wrong with his shoulder, and I was making him walk it off. Loads unscannable, right? Oh, well, Saf, we'll find out about that. The last time I went to the Halo in 318.2, there were no unscannable rocks. So that's what we're going to go find out. In 318.1, absolutely there's unscannable rocks. In 318.2, the last time I was out, there were no unscannable rocks. So we'll see what's going on with 318.2 and that now. So anyways, I got the Lancet MH1 Branch, I've told a story about how I did some terrible parenting.
Welcome
I think we're ready to get
to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Oh, little man is pink. Yeah, we've had a bout of that or two around the house too. I understand how that goes. You got little ones; they'll eventually get everything, man.
Vehicle selected.
Be a man, son. Exactly, Ninja. I was like, walk it off. Hey, Chris, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. I really wasn't being that harsh about it. I mean, I was keeping an eye on it, but when my wife came home, she's like, clearly there's... She called me out hard on it. It's like, oh, no. Yeah, 318.1. Yes, there are tons of unscannables in 318.1, Saf. And 318, the original 318 and 318.1. And I'm not saying 318.2, we're going to go out and find out together, but the last time I did a 318.2, every single rock was scannable in a new way. Kind of like the old Lyria method where you just kind of hung out for a while and eventually they become scannable. And I really hope that stays the same. Oh, wow. Either that's a visual bug or it's open up there. What the heck? Why is it open? I didn't call for an opening yet. That's weird. I don't know if any of you guys noticed that, but that appears to be open up there.
Hello, how can Miss help you today? Systems on.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally open up there. Oh, okay. I'm freaked out about it. All right, all right, up we go.
Launch sequence complete.
Hey, Serp, how are you? Nice to see you. How you been? Looks like we're gonna get out of here. All right. That was weird. All right, we're gonna head towards not OM6. We're gonna head towards HURL2, and we are gonna drop out at about 6.6 away from there, and then go ahead and do a little check the scanning mechanics and see how things are working in 3.18.2 here in the PTU. So off we go. Now, Xeno threat's going on, and another good thing to note, just because people may ask later, is how many people are on. We have 92 of 93 people on the server. So, the server's busy, which is great. We want, I want the best possible tests that we can get when we're doing this stuff. And I really am hoping that with 3.18.2, when it comes out, that what I experienced last weekend, which was a wonderful, situation where every rock would scan, that carries over. So Sandy says, working on trying to improve my audio quality, getting closer to great. Yeah, your audio quality's gotten way better, for sure. And it's, what's weird, Sandy, is I actually need to do that myself, kind of, maybe look into some preamps or some stuff like that, and just really radio up my voice. It's been on my bucket list of things to do, but I got a lot of things on that bucket list. How's the 30 case? Well, Ninja, the last time that I played 3.18.2, it was very stable. But we'll see how it goes. I haven't had any 30Ks yet today. And Xeno threats running, and we've got a full server, so we'll just kind of see how that goes, for sure. I do have a second Lancet and more Brants ready for my other prospector, if we do need to pull it, that I put at the station. I just logged off, went in this morning, made 500K, then the kids woke up. Oh, nice. It's always nice to kind of get up in the morning, Serp, and have a cup of coffee and get right to work on stuff. I know, I like doing that too. That's awesome. All right, we're getting close here. We're 9 point something, and we're closing. We're gonna, like I said, 6.6. We're gonna go ahead and jump out of here to the Halo, and then get to work here and see how we're gonna do. So dropping. Yeah, it is absolutely unbelievably beautiful here in northern Michigan. I mean, it's just unseasonably warm. All right, so we're getting down to it. Here we go. 6, 7, 6, boom.
Quantum travel complete.
All right, nice spot in the Halo here. We'll go ahead and set the Glen station back as our location. I like your audio quality. No noise, no peaks, quiet spots. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Actually, I'm running a little fan in here this morning, and I was hoping that wasn't getting picked up. I was doing some pretty heavy monitoring, though, and it didn't look like it was. So, little thicker part of the Halo here this time. No big deal. Let's go ahead and we're going to roll. We're going to do a 45-degree scan here at first. I'm here from the Netherlands. Nice weather today also. That's awesome. What's the temperature out, Saf? There, for sure. That's awesome. What time is it there anyways, too? What is it, probably 4:30, 5 o'clock? Or what time is it here? Yeah, is it around that time there? Hey, Drac, how you doing? Nice to see you. Here's our first opportunity marker. That is going to be a 1,700 our signature value, so that's a single rock. We'll keep on hunting around. Let's do a 90 ping and see if we get a few more opportunity markers. Nothing out there right yet. All right, we'll roll back to a 180 and ping out that. There's our second opportunity marker over this way. The one thing I will notice right off the bat, I'll tell you, is I haven't had just a ridiculous amount of salvage show up. So I can tell you that it's already acting a little different than it was a week ago, because there was just salvage everywhere. Like, it was crazy amounts of it. 1700 there. Crowbiz, how are you this morning? Nice to see you. Is there a point to doing the 45, 90-degree scans where you could always... No, yeah, well, the 360 scans, like, you'll just kind of fly. You're not going to fly in one direction, Crow. So, like, a 45 is really kind of a small cone right out in front of you in the direction you're heading. It sounds crazy, but if you will fly around the air in Halo, you'll go right back over the same rocks if you don't keep like a quantum beacon out in front of you and kind of keep heading in the same direction. You will eventually get into a spot where, especially with 360 scans, where you're just flying in circles and you're actually scanning over the same rocks. I've done it so many times. So I try and keep like the scans out kind of in front of me. Like that's why I do more 90-degree scans and stuff, because that's kind of a cone that's out in front of you. And then eventually I will open up to a 180 scan. But the most important thing is you don't want to fly, back behind, the other direction and get too much, into a situation where you're covering the same ground over and over again. So that's just kind of my thoughts on it. 1700 there, 1700 there. 1700s are single rocks. We're not going to approach those. And that's a 1700 there. All right, we'll keep it moving here. 90 degree. See if there's any other. Yep, there's a couple other opportunity markers. The other thing is you can prioritize the ones that are further away. There's a 5100 now. That's the other 1700s and 5100s are definitely not the ones that we're going to go after. 5100s are never Quantanium. Waiting to hear the truck delivering my new video card. Drac, nice. What video card did you go with? Like the 6800 or 6700? Troll, hey, what's up, Troll? How you doing? All right. There's an opportunity marker in front of me there. 1700. Let's open it up to a 90 scan. Right, a little bit more opportunity. Okay, there's 12.8 away. What about this guy? There's a 17 hundo. Wow, Drac, that's exciting, man. That's awesome. Good. Very, very happy for you. I know that's an upgrade. That's you're somebody who plays lots, so it's one of those things that's gonna really impact your quality of life, sir. I mean, that's a nice thing. All right, we're pinging here. Definitely not as many opportunity markers as we were seeing before, and that's okay. I mean, that's not a big deal. But we're unequivocally not seeing the salvage at the level we were seeing it before. It was everywhere the last time we were out. I didn't even want to mention it because I knew it was a way overtuned. Oh, now there's 11,900. That's a nice... I sent out the second ping on it, and it's a nice tight cluster. This is very likely to be Quantanium. Let me speed myself up just a touch. I realize now that I'm going pretty slow. Maybe not that much. And we'll just kind of keep this right out in front of us here. This is more than likely Quantanium based on how tight the cluster is, but we'll see when we get in there. We'll take a look. Good, salvage is awesome. Yeah. I haven't seen any salvage again, so it's so weird. It's been feast or famine. Like I said, the last time I was out here, there was everywhere you went. It was crazy salvage. There was like I could see like 3 890s at one point. I'm like, what the heck? Something's broke out here. So, but I am interested to see if we have the same kind of thing when it comes to the scanning mechanics. Now, I can see a yellow outline on that one already. So, this ends up being, these are P-types. So this is not a Quantanium cluster. No big deal. We'll keep moving. It was a nice tight cluster, but it ended up being a P-type. So we'll just keep rolling here. All right, we'll go ahead and do a 45 scan first. And then roll back to a 90. There's an opportunity marker there. Let's take a look at it. 1700. We'll kind of keep moving. All right, and then we'll just kind of pop out to a 90 scan. See, they got the Vulture for sale as a standalone pledge. Holy crap, proud of that one. Yeah! The Vulture's a great ship. Obviously, there's another 11.9. Look at that. Another nice cluster. Let's go in and take a look at that one. Another nice tight cluster as well, so another opportunity. I will long scan over that to see if we're going to have any luck getting any types. I don't see a type quite yet. Let's go ahead and fire our lasers here. And then try and do another long scan. Yeah, we're not getting the... Once again, we're not getting the types at a distance, but that's okay. Let's keep moving on in here. And we'll take a look at these guys. This is the PTU troll. This is 318.2. 318.1, of course, they're gonna wipe when 318.2 comes out, so it's just nothing I'm gonna... Yep, this looks like it's Quantanium for sure. And the good news... Yep, alright, and they're scannable as well, so that's excellent. We're gonna have ourselves 7 opportunities here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. You need to get within 275, usually, these guys, to start getting a little more results. This is not going to be a good rock. This is going to be a 2%er more than likely. Yep, that's a blue cap. What about this guy at 99 meters? An opportunity? You citizens able to log in? Yeah, this is 318.2 PTU, Joel. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Not a name I recognize. But, yep, we're able to... I was definitely able to get into the PTU for sure. Nomad starter packs, $20 off. Yeah, that's... Drac, that's... Really, just knowing you, I think that's right up your alley, right? Alright, let's pull the laser back out. And I am going to... This is not going to be a good rock. Another 2%er there. Alright, what do we have here? That's not going to be a good rock either, but probably a little better percentage-wise. Yep, 4%. All right, got a few more opportunities. Nomad is a nice ship. I think, there's a lot of versatility with it. I mean, it's not, it's a great ship to begin, with. And the fact that it can haul the ROC. It's got a little interior space. It really is versatile as a beginning ship, I think. Okay, there's all right. So we got a couple more to look at here. Nomad needs big monster truck tires. It does. Now that could be a decent rock, halfway decent one. Let's see. Nope, just an 11%er. Not great. I think this is the last one of the bunch here too. All right, so not great. So that's a 2%er. That's an 11%er. That's a 7%er. This is even below a working man's. That's a 4%er. That's a 2%er. That's a 2%er. And that's a 2%er. So nothing great in this, cluster. Will certainly move on. All right, let's pull the laser back. Just kind of head this direction. Go back to a V scan. Roller back out to a 90s pinger out. And let's just keep on moving. Hey, Astro, how you been, man? Nice to see you. Hope that you're doing well. 17 hundo there. And 3,400 there. There's some doublers. Let's approach those. Hey, Jazzy, how are you? Hey, Grift, what's happening, brother? How you been? Hope that you guys are doing well. Good morning. Yeah, let's go take a look at these guys and see what we have. Some more opportunity markers there. Another set of doublers. 17 and 17. So we got 2 sets of doublers to take a look at here. Yeah, Joel, welcome to the channel. This is, you'll find that this is some of the nicest folks. We all like doing industrial stuff, but we'll talk, Griff does a lot of combat stuff. A lot of us are just kind of, can answer any questions you have about the, mining loop or anything in Star Citizen. We're happy to chat. So welcome to welcome aboard. I hope you like and sub and come hang out with us from time to time if you have any questions about the game. We love to answer them. All right, what do we got here? Those are E-types. Okay, let's keep moving.
Mining mode on.
We have these other 2 here. We'll ping that guy down.
Mining mode off.
All right. We're definitely not getting a type there. Nope. All right. Well, I was hoping that... That's the one area that I think we really could use a little improvement is being able to kind of get the scan at distance. I just picked up No Man's Sky for me and my nephew. He can't stop playing. He loves it. I'm prepping for SC. Yeah, that's awesome, Chris. No Man's Sky is an interesting game. I own it. I've never played it. After it kind of got bad press in its original release, I just kind of never did get around to playing it, but certainly have heard since then that they've made massive improvements to the game, and it's much better. I don't think this is going to end up being Quantanium here. But I also... nope, these are M types. I was going to say, I also wanted to make sure they're scannable. So nothing's been unscannable for me so far that I've approached, which is really good. I'm really happy about that. No, I've heard that No Man's Sky has just become just a way better game than when it was originally launched. They've really kind of turned it into something good. And I've been meaning to go back and try it, but I just never have. It is interesting, like this lull in Star Citizen has been, it's for the first time in a long time, I'm not playing Star Citizen as much just because, if things are going to get wiped or whatever, and it's hard to kind of get into it in that capacity. So there's some more doublers there. Been playing a lot of DayZ. Anxiety and adrenaline dumps are amazing. My son is into 7 Days to Die, and we've been playing a lot of that lately. And so that's actually another game it's scary. There's it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, you go around the corner and there's a bunch of zombies right there. It's like, oh crap, So another type of survival game. Yeah. I definitely have enjoyed playing that with him, and he really is into that one. So we've been monkeying around with that a little bit. All right, let's kind of keep an eye on these as we approach. These do not like the... I'm not seeing the telltale sign here of... I don't see any orange flecks in those. I don't think that's going to be Quantanium.
Mining mode on.
Well, we will approach them to see if they just become scannable, because I'm curious. NMS, No Man's Sky has gotten better, but if Cell Shade and Too Much Generation put off mostly single-player, best avoided. Gotcha, yeah. Anderson says, I'm waiting for 318.2 and praying with all my strength to 319 not be a disaster like 318 was. Well, that's a very good... that's a very, very good thought. You know what I mean? Definitely 318, I'm sure, has been not what they had hoped for. DayZ zombies are weak sauce. It's the players that terrify me. Fair enough. We've been just playing on a little private server ourselves. Just kind of learning the game mechanics. But I could imagine, yeah, much like Tarkov or whatever, it's just, the screen can just go black and you're like, oh, I guess I'm dead. 3,400 right there. Let's go ahead and collapse that ping and head towards those. Well, that's interesting. That's a lot more than two. That's a 3,400 ping, but it must have been... There's a lot more rocks there than just two. So let's go ahead and approach these. I'm really hoping 319 is smooth as well. But I will tell you, I have had good... So far, knocking on wood, you guys, I've had pretty good luck with this 318.2. 318.2 has been fairly stable. I am hoping that, that it's, that it's also able to suffer, kind of having a lot more people on it and that type of a thing, because that's a big part of it, right? All right, what do we got here? What are these looking like? Those are definitely not Quantanium. Nope, those are P types. But there is another 2 rocks over this way, which is kind of strange, but they're right over here somewhere. I'm going to look for them. There was another 2-pack over here, and I don't see them. They would have been really close, though. Yeah, I don't see them. All right, we'll keep moving. All right, what do we got here? Another 3,400. Let's approach this guy. 319, 320 is proposed Pyro Edition. Can be prepared regardless, not saying support, but oh, interesting. Johan, how are you doing? Nice to see you today. Hope you're doing well. I am really, really, really looking forward to 319. And one of the reasons is because, I love mining in this game and everything's changing. So I'm going to dig in like crazy on that. I really want to learn where all the resources are going to spawn, all the meta. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on 319 as soon as the PTU is available. That's definitely in the cards for me. All right, approaching these guys. They also do not look like they're going to be Quantanium. Nope, that's looking like those are P-types. So we'll just kind of keep on moving, rinse and repeat. Do a 90 scan, and off we go. Chilling and playing Farming Simulator 22, waiting for 318. Yeah, that's funny. It's all of us are talking about kind of the games, the other games we're playing, why we wait for a 318-1 to kind of cycle through. It was smart of them to do a free fly. One thing I will say is it doesn't look like there's any salvage in the Halo again, by the way. That's one point I do want to make. I don't know. Think Pyro will come forward. Yeah, I don't think Pyro's coming in 319. I honestly don't believe that at all. I don't think that I've ever heard that announced or anything. But there is massive mining changes in 319. Every single thing's going to change where it spawns. All the mining heads are going to change. All the consumables are changing. So it's going to be a major mining change. These are not Quantanium as well. Let's just go ahead and pull the laser out. Nope, they're M types.
Mining mode
All right.
on. Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
Probably Pyro will come with Squadron 40. Oh, it'll be before Squadron 42, I think. Since not enough are doing the PTU, they had to do a free fly. Yes, that's exactly right. The free fly really, they knew by telling people that, you know, that there was a wipe in 318.2 that a lot of the regulars just weren't going to play it. So the free fly definitely was to lure more people in so they could get the numbers. For sure. That absolutely is for sure. Pyro, according to the letter from the chairman, due for December this year, but I have my doubts. I do too have my doubts on that. Aoshin says he has his doubts scarred. Yep. I managed to get a day of prison on the PU in 30 minutes. Oh, wow. Oh, no. That's quick time right there. Star Citizen is more about the faith and not about the fact. Well, there's no question that certainly the people who, you know, play Star Citizen have thick skin, you know, and just kind of are waiting for it to become the game that they are hoping that it will become. You know, it really is the possibility of what it will become that keeps us here, I think. More than anything. It's either that or we're all crazy. Just playing to enjoy my time, but it's hard. And had to do that last time. I did the hardest thing. I deleted Elite Dangerous from my hard drive. Yeah, I understand. I mean, you know, there are games I have never wanted to delete from my hard drive. I know what you mean, Aoshin. That's not always easy. I doubt this is Quantanium just based on the spread. We'll take a look at these. It's just hard to decide, yeah. Yeah, these are definitely not Quantanium. We'll just keep on flying right by here. And here's another opportunity marker over here now that we're past those. 3400, we'll approach these guys. See what we get. SC players have thick skin mostly because, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think we all know, like, it's such an audacious project, you guys. It's such an, you know, it's so audacious. I try to enjoy the game we have now, but yeah, hard with the wipe. That's exactly right. It's almost impossible with the wipes coming. Okay, and there's 34 hundos there too. So let's go ahead and keep flying this way. Yeah, here's those ones. Let's see. That's M types, and then right over here. Right over here was some more. Like, very close. Yeah, these guys. Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on. And these are E-types. Alright, we'll keep on moving. Alright. Oh, 15,300. That's a nice cluster. Let's go ahead and approach these guys. That's a nice tight cluster as well. So good stuff. Let's get a 90 ping going on there. I'll actually get a... We'll approach this guy. Happy birthday, Scarred Best wishes. Oh, 42 years old. I missed that. Why grind knowing it will wipe? You're right, Troll. Exactly. They should have merged with 0.1 and 0.2. Just dropped to 0.2 on live market prop. Not a bad idea, Johan. I agree with that. congrats there, Scarred, for sure. That's awesome, man. I had no idea. Congratulations. Thank you. Been a hell of a ride. Yeah, exactly. On the big blue marble. It has, man. I know what you mean. That's an awesome way to... That's a great way to put it, too. I mean, it's definitely been a hell of a ride on the big blue marble. You know, it really shouldn't be lost on any of us. I mean, we're sitting on a rock spinning in the heavens here. I mean, pretty amazing stuff. By the way, 12 likes already, you guys. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the 12 likes. You know, the likes and the subs are always, you know, for some of you new faces, really, really do help bring other new people to the channel. And we really appreciate it. Yes, prison is my home station. Troll. That doesn't surprise me, Troll. That's really funny. All right, what do we got here? We'll get the laser out. We're approaching these guys now.
Fracturing mode on.
And I know, I could already tell one of these had the yellow outline going already. All right, what do we got? M-types. All right, we'll keep it moving. All right, 17 hundo. You find my handy dandy marker there. Got a launch license for Starship's his birthday yet? Yeah. Ah, that's funny. All right, here we keeping it moving. Now, good news is every rock is scanned. We have not found any unscannables in 3.18.2 so far. You know, none. And so that part of it's good. We're not finding tons of Quantanium, but that's okay. There's another big cluster that we just found. And we will fly towards it and take a look. Lots of clusters out here today, which is great. We did find one Quantanium cluster and approached it, but there was nothing worth mining in there. You know, no percentages were of the amount. The one change I am seeing is there's just no salvage in the Halo again. I would give coffee and subs, but broke this week. Oh, hey, Ocean, no problem, man. Lift them up. Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, what do we have here? This is P-type stuff. Okay. So we'll keep moving. Those are P-types. There's 3,400 in front of us. We'll send a collapse ping on that. And there they are. We'll approach those guys. All right, it's nice just to get the icon on there. Even if the long scan doesn't do anything, it does throw an icon on there for you, which is helpful.
Fracturing mode on.
All right, what do we have here? These are also P-types, so we'll go ahead and keep on moving.
Mining mode off.
All right, for my birthday, I got 2 terabyte M2 SSD. Nice! Trying to convince the wife for a few more PC things is not working. I know what you mean, man. Digital says an 07. Hey, how's the scanning? Scanning's going really well, Dig, for sure. I have found no Oh, Griff, that's too kind. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm drinking a little French gourmet roast this morning. It's delicious, and like I said, coffee money I'll take all day long. I so appreciate it. So yeah, Dig, scanning's going great. I have not found anything that won't scan in the Air and Halo today at all. Everything's scannable. You know, I haven't found a ton of Quantanium, but one thing I will say, salvage, I've not seen any of that in the Air and Halo again. But, you know, the fact that no rocks, every single rock scans is the biggest win, you know, really coming out of the Air and Halo in a long time. So that part of it I really like. You know, and so we're just going to kind of keep our foot on the gas here and find some rocks that will scan. I need this 4090. You know what? I'll tell you, if there's any of them that are, you know, you hate to say that you understand why that one is as expensive it is. Some of the other video cards, you're like, well, you know, that's a lot of money. Now, it's a tremendous amount of money for the 4090, but at least you are getting, you know, the fastest video card on, you know, consumer video card on the planet. You know, so. All right, where did these guys go? They were right out in front of me. There they are. All right. What do we got there? We got Q-types, all right. Let me go ahead and we'll approach these guys and see if any of them are what we're looking for here. You got to get about 275 away or so. and then go ahead and just turn off the laser, shoot the rock one time, and pull the laser back out. And that will actually get you your scan results. Nice. Yeah, I heard salvage spawns are much lower in this patch. I'll tell you, last week when I was in the air in Halo, it was everywhere. It was absolutely everywhere, salvage. It looks like they fixed that. Like, it was overtuned. I mean, but now there's literally none again. You know what I mean? So they definitely have decided. I don't think that they want any salvage in the air in Halo, or very little of it. These are a couple of low percentage rocks. That seems to be, and it makes sense in a way. I mean, that you wouldn't have a bunch of random scrap just in the middle of space anywhere. But anyways, I got a 4090 and it's great. You're going to love it. Yeah, that's crazy. Bet you'll see that rock if you have a face planted to it. Yeah, I'm sure I would, Track. Track's always looking for explosions on it. He loves explosions, and so he's always looking for those on the channel. And there are occasions when I actually do provide 17 hundo, 17 hundo. I don't want to provide those, but you know, the old joke is explosions are never bad for the channel. You know? And they're not. Wow, look at nice batch of opportunity markers now. That's a 15,300. We'll approach that one. That's another. So we have seen lots and lots of clusters. Wow, that's more than likely Quantanium as well. You see how, if you see how tight that is, that's more than likely Quantanium. There's a very, very good chance that's Quantanium. Yeah, 15,300, that tight. I would say that's more than likely Quantanium. But we'll see when we get there. It's all about the boom. Johan says, hardly any salvage, even the Lagrange points he meant. Yeah, I don't know what they're up to with that, Johan. You know, it's crazy. Explosions are for science, yes, sir. I think at some point everyone has hit a rocker say, oh my gosh, I've hit so many of those. You like hitting C or whatever, and not the best time. All right, so here's 8 opportunities for us right here, and these are Q types for sure. When it's that tight of a cluster, you know it's Quantanium. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, all right, so let's go ahead and take a look here and see what we got. First rock we scan, this is going to be a blue cat. Nope, that's a 5%er. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's go ahead and we'll scan this guy here. Let's see. Ore station, yeah, for salvage is all or nothing. You know, it's just been, yeah, I mean, it really has been strange where, like, you know, the iron hail is filled with it, then it has none, then it's filled with it, then it has none. You know, and of course, you know, with it being quote-unquote the pirate patch, you know, being out in the Iron Halo is at least offering some level of anonymity. This could be an okay rock. It might be a 15% or something. Yep, a 14.74. It's funny. What do we got here? Not a good rock here either. 2%er. And then what do we got here? Good opportunity to sip some coffee. Not a great rock there, 2%er. What about this guy? I've not had an issue finding salvage. I found a few bugs. Ah, interesting. What bugs have you found, sir? 2%er. Either you can't move 2 meters without tripping over a derelict, or you fly 2 hours. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Drac. All right, there's an 11%er. I got 3 more, I guess 2 more opportunities here. This might be the second cluster I drive away from unless there's something good here. Not going to be a great rock. Another 15%er probably. You get a little closer. Oh, nope, that's a 40-40. Okay, we'll take that. That ended up being better than I thought. Hey, Mabutu, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm doing really good, sir. Thank you for asking. Let me ask, did you have the same problem with piracy? No. I mean, I haven't had any problems, Anderson, with piracy at all. Besides Space Shorts Space Shorts. Besides Starstream's teasing me a little bit one day, which was great. It was super fun. I haven't had any piracy issues, but it's this. I don't know that it's been stable enough for piracy. Like Griff saying, I don't think anyone has had problems with piracy. No one has been able to play, right? Oh, Sharp says, found a 40% today. Blew my storage bags off the prospector when I cracked it. Sharp, that's hilarious. How well you can make via hustle. They're also testing, I think, reinforced diffusion on mining or salvage. It just depends. They're definitely doing some stuff here. All right, you guys. This is a 4040, a classic 4040. This has a potential to be a full 32 SCU. I am going to pivot on this guy and get myself a little bit of... I've got the mining laser out. We're going to turn the laser on. I'm going to hold down G, loosen up the laser. I am going to get in optimal range here. I was just insufficient. And off we go. This is a potential here if it breaks clean. There is a strong potential here for, it being a unicorn, or at least definitely a high 30s. Average people say they get 5 to 8. There's plenty of salt on Spectrum for people who got pirate. Yeah, I'm sure. If you set up salvage line, turn in mining mode off, rock click twice, mining. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Oh, have I done any littering, Chris? Not yet. I'll go, but I probably will be. If you can see down in the lower left-hand corner, I've got a 72% on my thirst. So the next time we're back at the ranch, I got to get a drink, and but the 18 likes, you guys are rocking the 18 likes. I appreciate that today. No, I'll be littering as soon as I get back to the station. That's awesome, Chris. You guys, that's funny. All right, so good rock, very good rock here. Hopefully she breaks clean. We've got the 3 Brants on board. We're really just in great shape. Everything has been scannable. Every single thing that we've looked at in the Iron Halo has been scannable. That alone makes 3.18.2 to me a great patch. I mean, honestly, for what I do, for what we do, that alone makes it. Make it 19 likes. Thank you very much, sir. I love that. Looks at the D brand on my Freelancer Max at Lordville shakes head. Yeah. Oh, the taggers are out. That's hilarious. That it was only a matter of time before a lot of things get D-tagged. You knew that was gonna happen. All right, so here we're just jumping into the optimal now. Just gonna start poking up that way. I'm gonna let it get about 3/4 of the way up before I start getting too crazy about dropping it down. All right, I'm down into the 20%. It did overpower just a touch, but now I dropped it down to 20. Don't want it to fall out, so I'm back up to the 67 range. It's really jumping up there. I'm back down to 27, 17 in that area. Looks like this is going to be a very clean break. All right, we'll back away a little bit. Good stuff. So what we want here is we're hoping that most of it's concentrated in a couple of these, but you never know until you break them. That is going to be a 100%er, so that's 10 SCU of the good stuff there. What about this guy? Another high percentage rock for sure. That's 14, almost 15 SCU, so 25 SCU between those 2 rocks. That's fantastic. Here's an 850. That's going to have nothing in it. Gotta head out. Birthday weekend. All right, man. No problem, Griff. Thank you for stopping in and hanging. Hope that you're doing well. Enjoy your birthday. Congratulations. And yeah, man. Just wish you the very best. Guys, hit that like button. 25. Come on. All right, there's a 67%er there. My twin's having a sleepover tonight. Uh-oh. Yeah. That's going to keep you busy. I definitely have had some sleepovers before. My daughters have had sleepovers before. I know how that goes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and... Got to be keeping honest here. Like 8% seems to be holding it in. We're going to bust this 67%er down first. And then we got 200%ers. That is a nice Rock Mabutu. It's a 40-40. So we're going to be flirting around with the full 32 SCU, depending on how clean this rock breaks right here. That's going to depend on if we get a unicorn or not, depending on how clean this particular rock breaks. Easy peasy. Looks like a pretty solid break here. I liked the fact that it didn't get too crazy. It jumping up or falling out. We got that one broke. I'm going to move on to this next 100%er here. This one behind. And I have about 9 seconds. I'm trying to push it up into... Oh, my stars. Okay, I pushed that up a little more than I wanted, but let's get it back up to the 3% maybe. All right, we're going to... So then YouTube is bugged me. Oh, yeah, no. We've got 24 likes, I see anyways, which is awesome, you guys. I love it. I appreciate it so much. It just brings other people to the channel, new people. Like we've had some new folks that have come to the channel today. And, also, and it gives us all an opportunity to help them. And especially all of us who have thicker skin and, and are kind of, we're gamers. We're going to just kind of endure Star Citizen for what it is with the free fly. You never know. You might get some people that just have some questions. And I really appreciate how you guys are always so kind to people. On my channel in particular, I just love how great all of you are when new people show up and have questions. Very, very blessed in that capacity. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll fire the second brand here. Push this guy up in. Good. Nice. I closed and reopened. Now it appears... No, don't even worry about it. Anderson, no worries whatsoever. So we could share the booms. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right, Drac. Drac, tell me again what video... I might have missed it. What video card did you order? I think I did miss it if you said something. I know that you said it's on the truck. Tell me again what video card you got. I'll try not to miss it this time. All right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, we're gonna kind of give. I'm gonna sit here for about a couple seconds on extraction mode, just to make sure, because I have noticed that the rocks cook. Nope, they look like we're right. We're doing fine. Oh, the 5500X. Good job. Now, what'd you end up paying for that? Was that like 189 or something like that? If you don't mind me asking, how much was that guy selling for? Because those are a good deal down there. Those cards for sure. Is it better to use brands rather than... Oh yeah, heck, well on Quantanium for sure. Oh cool, DDR6 as opposed to 5. That's cool. I didn't know that. I prefer using now surges and stampedes. Those are more for sharp when you're trying to kind of rush through and get rush through the green. About 140. Yeah, that's a great deal. Red Dragon variant. Oh, nice. It's weird. This thing's not shutting off our... All right, there's the 25. Now, how did this break? Let's find out. It's a big question. That's a 75%er. I don't know if we're going to get a clean one or not. 208, and that is... Oh, there's a hundo. We'll take that. So this is going to get us darn close. Oh, look at it. That pulled in some inert because it's not turning off the laser when it's done with there's a server lag. This is probably going to have nothing in it. It didn't. You see that? Well, we weren't going to have a full one anyways. We did really well though. We're going to have 31.28 SCU. That's nothing to complain about. Let me go ahead and pull this laser back. We'll back away. We will go ahead and fire up. I'll go back to sticks. We'll fire up and head towards ARC-L4. Now that's weird. Look at that, too. Like,
Warning. Storage full. Mining mode.
there's a little bit of lag going on here.
Mode off.
That's what's happening. I was kind of curious because the mining laser didn't drop out when I went into quantum mode, too. That's when I spooled the quantum drive. No big deal. That was a pretty nice rock. Didn't take a super long time to find. And we're headed back in with, you know, close to 270,000 AUEC worth of Quantanium. So we'll take that every time. Went ahead and sprung for the extended warranty. Nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. 27 likes, you guys. Thank you so big. Moving right along. I've had a couple of subs today as well. It's great. I really appreciate it. Also, Griff gave, you know, nice donation. I appreciate that. Some coffee money. So, always nice to have. All right. So, we're moving on in here. We're going to go ahead and take this stuff back and drop it in the hopper. And then we're going to head back out. Use the trash can this time. There is no trash can, Chris. I don't think there's a way to do it. That's funny. We'll find out. I'll look around for a trash can and we'll see if there's some way to do it. That's funny. So I got the old, it's so fun. It really is, you know, a couple of years ago when I built this computer, I had the 3070 I put in it. And it is so funny how, man, in the last week or so, the entire world's turned on this card because it only has 8 gig of video RAM. It's been funny if you guys have been watching kind of the release of the 4070, and you know, I keep an eye on computer hardware a lot just because I'm interested in it. PES needs testing. Littering is good, Johan. Yeah, PES definitely. Yeah, that's what Chris, I've always just been testing the persistent entity streaming when I litter. That's it. All right, so we're going to come out of quantum here, then we're going to spool up for second quantum. Have not heard first alarm yet. I don't expect to hear first alarm till we're about maybe just outside the hangar. A very interesting. The only thing that seemed a little different to me, obviously, salvage was much different in the Halo, and then the mining laser not turning off when it got done with the purples was interesting as well. Now that could just be lag. Aocean says maybe I should take out the trash. Oh, sorry, bad guys from the 890J. I had to. That's exactly right. All right. Litter provide a whole new game loop for cleaning it up. It's so funny how they've talked about doing something like that, you know, like rewarding people for cleaning up the stuff somehow. I don't mind that idea. I mean, I don't think that's...
Quantum travel complete.
You want to be a space janitor? Nothing wrong with that. As long as you wake up every day happy. That's the most important. That's what I always told my kids. I don't care if they're, you know, a garbage man, a nurse, you know, whatever. Do what you want to do in life, but just make sure you're waking up every day happy. That's the most important thing. And you know what? I strongly suggest, even if you're not going to make that much money, just do something you love. Make sure you do something you love. Because it doesn't seem like work then. You know? All right. Now, I've been noticing here, if I kind of take my ship up to about 800 or so and then fall off, that's about the amount that I need to kind of get in here close. All right, let me just drop off from there. And then I'll throw my gear, roll the VTOLs back. Hey, KSS, nice to see you. I was experiencing the same issue with the extraction laser not turning off. Thanks, Mabutu. That's good to know. KSS says, hey, how you been? Been having lots of problems mining in the belt. ARC-L1 and Hurston, lots of unscannable. The thing is, KSS, in 3.18.2, nothing is unscannable. Everything scans in 3.18.2. So there are some tips and tricks to make them scan. There definitely are. Here, let me roll over here one sec. back over here. There are some tips and tricks to make them scan, and one of them is
Landing complete.
one of them is to kind of EVA out of your ship. You know, especially if you know it's Quantanium. At about 1,000 away, you can EVA in and out of your ship. Now, that doesn't always work. It's, you know, that's one of those things that works sometimes and not others. You know, but, yeah, you know, the one thing I will say is it's not anything to do with your system or you. It definitely, because they fixed it in 3.18.2 for the first time ever in the Air and Halo, there are no unscannable rocks. So 3.18.2 is going to be a way better experience with that KSS for sure. All right, we're bringing this guy down in here. Whoa. All right, I didn't want to get too crazy there. Beautiful. All right, we heard first alarm now.
Have a pleasant stay.
But yeah, that's the thing. I will say with 3.18.2, that's the, if there's one thing that at least seems like they've got that under control, is the unscannable rocks are now gone.
Engines off.
Which that's a huge win. Now that's of course, you know, 3.18.2. But you know, yeah, you know, like that's the one thing I'll say KSS that I'm really looking forward to is that particular thing. Because your 3.18, like literally, you could only scan, in my opinion, 2 or 3 rocks out of 10. And now in the Air and Halo and 3.18.2, every single rock is scannable. So that's if not anything, that's some hope to hold on to, because it's no question that the mining is. Hey Mabutu, thank you, I appreciate that. That was a nice landing.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
And they're not always nice. That's for sure. But I think last week I slammed one down hard. Have they adjusted salvage in .2? Not been on the PTU? Well, they had a mad amount of salvage in the Halo. Now there's none again. The elevator doesn't work, Johan. We'll go down there, we'll put this in the hopper, I'll drink and litter, and then I'll have to go back to menus to get back up to the top. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. That's the one thing they still haven't got fixed in 3. Now, it's not even every refinery. It's this one in particular, I think. Some other refinery doors work fine, but this one never works. Wadawick, how have you been, sir? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. It has been a hot minute. You know, I hope that you're doing well, sir. It's nice to see you. Cool. So let's go ahead and we'll put this in the hopper here. We got 31 and some change. No hope for my reclaimer then. No, the reclaimer elevators I think are fine. At least, well, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes they're fine and sometimes they're not. The most recent thing that I had heard is that they were okay. But, you know, that's, you know, it depends, I suppose, if Mercury's in retrograde and if it's a Tuesday. You know, whether or not, you know, those are working. No. All right, we'll throw this guy in here and get going. Maybe it's just delayed. Oh, I don't know. I definitely don't believe that it's just delayed as far as, speaking of delay. Oh, okay. I want to double check that actually happened. Seemed kind of slowish. Oh. Yeah, it's processing good. The biggest issue I had with the terminals at the shop being stuck. Yeah, that seemed like I definitely was having that a bit too, kind of like picking up a piece of pizza and the cheese just keeps on stretching. You can't get away from the. I couldn't get away from the. Oh boy. All right, here we go. And drink. I see a trash receptacle. I asked ChatGPT to write you a limerick. Nice. Well, what if I drop it in there? It's close. Sorry, Chris. It's at least over there. Relay, how are you? In Stanton, a miner named V ventured to mine the rocks that he could see. He drilled and he mined till he struck a vein so fine. Now he's the talk of the mining industry. I like that, Wadwick. ChatGPT nailed it. That's awesome. That's so funny. ChatGPT, doing its thing. Hey, Relay, how you doing? Great. That's hilarious. All right, so we'll go here. I'll show you guys, and we will wait, right? I'll wait a good 20, 30 seconds to see. But these elevators aren't working. I normally have, in order to get out of here, I normally have to kind of wait. Good, yeah, definitely. Close enough for the girls' eye, exactly. All right, we'll wait, but I don't think, these just don't work. I have to go back to the menus, you guys, in order to get back upstairs. It's either that or kill myself, and I'm not really a kill myself kind of guy. Good, Relay, nice. All right, so you can see that one's clearly not working. By the way, 27 likes this morning, you guys, already. That's awesome. Love it. All right, and then yeah, that one's not working. So we're going to go back to menus and then come back into the game. That's just what we're going to have to do. So we will exit to menu. And I've had to do this a couple times. It only takes a second or two, and that's always fun. All right, back in we go, and then I'll wake up upstairs. And then we can head back out to the Halo and do one more run. Two charges on the brand that we've used so far, so we're going to be really solid there. I was double and triple tapping today, Ocean, like tap 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 tap. Like I was clicking it a lot. It's never, that particular elevator has never worked in 318 ever. Not even since the original PTUs that when I first got in. What's funny is Andreas, who is a regular on the channel, you guys probably recognize his name. He talked about using this station as, kind of a, it's ARC-L4. It's a little off the beaten path. So with the piracy patch, like this would be a good place. It's not to necessarily say you have complete anonymity, because you don't, but it's at least a little off the beaten path. And so I do like that idea. I agree with him. It's a refinery that's off the beaten path a little bit. So, but that being said, it's the one thing, it's the one thing is I've noticed is that particular elevator just doesn't want to cooperate, which is fine. Just a quick back to the menus and a quick back into the game, and off we go. All right, let's do a pre-flight here. Double check everything's still groovy. We want to check our Prospector 2 here, I think. Prospector 2. And let's just double check that we're looking good still here on the utility stuff. Yep, Lancet and Brantz, we're good there. We'll go ahead and pull that ship and head back out. So 31 and some change we put in the hopper already. That's already a solid day,
Welcome.
Whenever you can earn, 250,000 in Star Citizens, or north of that potentially. Now, don't get me wrong, you still have to complete the loop. You still have to haul it in and not get pirated.
Vehicle selected.
Those types of things, but
Stand by.
that it's always a good, that's always a good day, when you can make, even if you could only make $250,000 a day, it wouldn't take you that long to earn whatever ships, you know what I mean? So it's the one thing I've always liked about Star Citizen is the fact that yes, you can buy the ships, but yes, you can also buy them in game with some hard work. And I understand they don't do that for the ships, originally, you've got to wait till they have people who have had a chance to buy them get to use them first, but ultimately, I think it's a cool thing. It's not like World of Tanks where it's always a premium vehicle type of thing. Elevator, it's cool. 4chan orbit, the Alibaba variant. I know what you're saying, Ayo, for sure. That's funny. The Alibaba version. Fair enough. All right, so let's go ahead and mount up here. Turn the engines on. Engine power, we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to set HURL2 as our destination.
Systems on.
All right, we'll set that route. Boom. We'll drop out at 6.6 and head back out to the Halo and see how we do. 32 likes. I just love it. You guys are really doing well today. We've definitely seen some new faces today, which is great. And then, of course, all of you lovely folks who kind of regularly haunt over with me. I am so... You guys, I really mean it when I say how I really feel super blessed to have you guys come and hang out. I know I never really advertise when I'm going to stream. And kind of, you know, I just kind of... I would do this all the time if I could. I love streaming. I enjoy it. It's super, super fun. But, you know, life is being life what it is. With, you know, being busy, you know, you can't always do it. Have you heard any news about what 3.18.2 will be ready? I've heard the free fly all the way month. Yeah, you know, that's what I've heard too, Mabutu, is that they'll finish this free fly before they drop 3.18.2, which makes sense to me in a way, but I really wish it was coming sooner. And more... And definitely because, you know, in my mind, we can start making some hay then. Because of the fact that the Halo is doing so well from a mining standpoint. But also, because that brings us closer to 3.19, which I'm super excited about. I really can't wait to get into 3.19 PTU and relearn everything about mining. I think that's going to be great. And I'm going to be bringing lots of little content videos. Everything that I learn, find, you know, mistakes I make, I'm going to tell everybody about everything, you know, just kind of in 3.19. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think my first job will be to go around to all the stations and pick up trash. You know, Chris, it's so funny. Like, I don't know if you know this, but you probably do, being a regular viewer. Around the holidays, there are times when they, like, drop, like, presents around the, you know, like the landing zones, and like during the Chinese New Year, there's like these little red envelopes, and that type of thing. And those always, you can take them and sell them for money. So, yeah, I mean, like, especially in those, if you go around and pick up that trash, that's worth a lot. That's worth you can actually earn quite a bit of money doing that. You know, like $100,000 an hour or something. So they should incentivize people kind of picking up things and throwing it away somehow, you know, just even if it's just kind of some kind of salvage credit or something that eventually you could exchange for boxes. All right, grabs heavy tractor and throws arrow. Take you to ripping the component. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited about the tractor beam stuff. I know what you mean, Aoshin. I am so excited. I mean, to me, that's when salvage really gets heated up, because you can just send out your SRVs, right, and have them pick up. You know, have them, like, grab whatever salvage derelicts they can find and bring them to a central location. And it's like, holy smokes, salvage will be so much more awesome then. All right, let's roll this guy over here. Let's do that. Okay. We'll get a little V-scan going here. How we doing? Oh, looking good here. I meant just going around picking up directly after me. That would be a full-time job, Chris. I don't, you know, you're never going to get to play Star Citizen if you do that. That's so funny. Oh, boy. All right, 90. All right, 90. There's a 3400 right off the bat. Let's go ahead and collapse ping on that and see what we get. All right, and I'll do a long scan to get at least get the icon up. So now we have an approachable icon, which is great. And we will just kind of approach these guys, and I will pull out the mining laser here in just a sec. I'll just ping these guys while I'm up there. It's just a single 17 hundo. Hull Munchie is okay, but the ability to put weapons on the field, priceless. Yes! Agree with that. Alright, we'll pull out the mining laser. I can start to see these guys.
Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on.
Alright, we still are on approach here. They look like Quantanium from this distance. And they are Q-types. Alright. So right off the bat, some Q-types. You gotta love that. Like when you just hit the air in Halo and one of the first things you scan is a rot. Now, you know, it doesn't always happen, but there are times when you can find something really quick and be off to the races. So I think we're in good shape here. Let's go ahead and see what we have come across. So here you can see I'm not getting the scan results. So I'm just going to turn off the laser, shoot the rock one time, pull the lasers back out. and then it will start giving me the scan results.
Mining mode on. Fracturing mode.
That is not going to be a good rock. Would be good to hunt wrecks and be able to look. Yes, exactly. Well, that's the one thing there's a couple of things that I think are critical. Being able to set your own, quantum markers and beacons on locations is super important. Like moonside as well as, anything like that. So there's a couple of not great rocks, which is no big deal. Let's go ahead and 45 ping out of here.
Mining mode.
See if there's anything in front of us. Okay, we'll roll back to a 90 and ping out. Couple of opportunity markers there. Let's take a look at these. That's a 1700 single rock. We're not going to approach that. That's a 1700 single rock. We're not going to approach that. Jumping into point one. Good hunting, sir. Yeah, Relay, no problem. Enjoy point one. Thank you for doing that. Being obviously that's a sacrifice. Playing in the point one patch is good for the testing side of it. So that's awesome. All right. Well, I did a 180 ping, which of course is going to open it up significantly more. That's a 10,200. Let's go ahead and approach that guy. Secondary pings, probably not Quantanium based on the cluster spread, but let's go ahead and let me long scan on it and get an icon going. Cool. And now we'll just kind of ping out a 90 and keep it right out in front of us. Yep, that's just what we're up to. We'll go in and take a look at these guys because it's a big cluster, but I don't believe this will be Quantanium. But, you always want to make sure when you got to give a cluster an opportunity. Now, it's the one thing you would always hope for is that you're able to long scan it, right? Where you can kind of just click and hold and it will tell you the type. But that part of it's not working. Got to break it. Yeah, there you go. I love it. That's exactly right, Relay. You're not wrong. Everybody give Relay a salute, you guys. Nice seeing you, too. Thank you for stopping in. It's always nice to see you. So, cool. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead. We're on approach here. Oh, I can tell I'm going a little slower than I want to go. Sometimes I did not trim my velocity there. I fixed that now. These do not appear to be in any way, shape, or form Quantanium. And I didn't expect them to be based on the type, right? Or based on the spread. Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll collapse scan these guys. Let's see, that's a 1700. And that's a 1700. We'll keep it moving. Rinse and repeat. Hey, thanks, Sharp. That's awesome. All right. Thank you, Mabutu. That's very kind of you. SC in the community really opened up the imagination for unlimited possibilities. I love it. Chris, you're really hitting the nail on the head. I really do think that once they get the economy in place, they build some purpose into this game. I had this thought the other day. I wish, okay, so we know that they're going to want to build things in certain places. It would be awesome if, they're like, okay, this is now under construction. If you bring this much aluminum, this much corundum, this much iron, this much that, it will actually accelerate the build process on things. Build purpose into the game so people have, a reason. Hey, Mauricio, how are you? It's nice to see you. How have you been, sir? All right, 1700. What is this guy down here? I think this was a 1700 too. It was, yep. We'll keep it moving. All right, Relay. We'll see you around for sure. All right, we'll keep on pinging here. But yeah, just build a little purpose into the game. I mean, that's the thing. And then, like you're saying, Chris, I mean, then it's like, man, sky's the limit, right? So you might do salvage, you might do industrial stuff. If you build an economy, you get the cargo trading going much better. I mean, there's so much. Oh, I wonder if I'm not getting any pings at all, so that's usually not. Well, nope, that's not true. That was a single. All right, 1700. Okay, I was wondering for a minute. There was 2 or 3 times I pinged and wasn't getting anything. All right, we'll keep it moving. We'll open up to a 180 pinger. Yeah, there's some. 180 opened it up. 1700. I'll wait for. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Oh, there's a big rock right there, and I didn't even see it. I didn't realize I was flying past it. That doesn't happen very often in Halo, by the way, either. That loop will come at the pine. Oh, I know. Like that kind of stuff. Exactly. Build purpose into the game. That's more than importantly, get the economy rolling, build some purpose into the game, And then it's just you'll just be able to, you really can just make up your own fun, really. I mean, that's the great thing about sandboxes. All right, there's a 180 scan. What do we have down here? Boom. 17 hundo and 3,400 right down there. Let's go ahead and do a collapse ping on that guy. Probably not quant, but let's go ahead and head on in and take a look. We will see when we get there. Moving in on them fairly quickly. I don't believe those are Quantanium at all. Nope, they're E-types. That makes sense to me. They didn't look like they were quant, but you know what? It's a 3,400, so we're definitely going to give them the time of day. All right, there's a 90 ping right there. One right out in front of me. 13,600. Very nice cluster. 65 Dukester, welcome to the channel. How are you? Mining is my favorite part of space games. I've been doing some for Elite Dangerous and VR while waiting for 3.18.2. Still one of my favorite VR experiences. 65 Dukester, I do not disagree. I played one time VR Elite Dangerous, and I absolutely adored it. It would have been very dangerous for me to play that on a regular basis because I could have fallen. First of all, I very much loved mining in Elite Dangerous. That Christmas time when they first did the deep like the void opal scanning, the deep core scanning or whatever it was, where like I did that for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month or so, and earned myself like 600 or 700 million. So I loved Elite Dangerous mining, and the VR is fantastic as well. So I definitely understand. Star Citizen, I like a ton. Like I've been doing mining now for a couple of years. I absolutely love it. These are more than likely going to be quant. Yep, I assume these were Quantanium. And here we go, right? So look at, they're not scannable, but this is the big change, right? This is the big change that we're just going to sit here and wait for them to become scannable. Because this is the big, see, there they go. That never happened before. I know I've said it now for a couple of weekends in a row. This is a massive change to the way that things used to work. That every single rock is scannable in the air in Halo now. It just makes me so happy, honestly. It's the one thing, like, if I had a nickel for every minute I wasted in my life flying to a rock in the air in Halo that wasn't eventually going to scan for me, But, now that every single rock is scannable, it's just awesome. All right, so that first one was not a good rock, low percentage. This is also going to be another 2%er here. So a couple of blue caps to begin with. Those are not going to work for us. We still have 6 opportunities here. And let's just go ahead and take a look. We'll take a look at this guy next. It's strange, but I do enjoy. I don't enjoy ED at all. I really did enjoy Elite Dangerous, but not to the point where it just. And I know Drac, and there are some other people who just love Elite Dangerous on my channel, and I understand why. It didn't also have the hooks for me either. Like, quite. I don't know what it is, And it's funny because I kickstarted Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous the same year, and the original Elite, like Braben's Elite from 1998, on the Commodore 64 is my favorite game of all time. I mean, I loved the original kind of, wireframe Elite. Oh my gosh, did I put some hours? My dad would get so mad. What are you doing with your life flying these spaceships around? Little did he know, from 1998 to 2022. All right, there's nothing in here is worth this is another cluster that just doesn't have anything in it. It's not the first cluster I've driven away from, and it won't be the last, but it does make me laugh. All right, that's a blue cap for sure, right? That's a 2%er. 2%er. Oh, I do have this guy. This is going to be a 2%er though, so it's not. Blue cap. Blue cap. Blue cap. Blue cap. Goodness gracious, blue cap. Oh boy, yeah, they were all blue caps. Oh my stars, that's horrible. All right, we'll kind of head down this, head down this way, pull these back out. All right, we'll keep on moving forward here. Watching from Steam Deck while playing. Oh, that's awesome. Those things are really cool. Oh, there's a 2-pack right there. What are those? Hold on. What is that?
Mining mode on.
It was a 2-pack. I didn't know it was there until it was... Ah, some E-types. Okay. Alright, we'll keep it moving. Oh, what's this opportunity marker up here anyways?
Mining mode off.
17 hundo. Okay, we'll keep it moving. Alright, here's another 90 scan. Let's see here. Get any opportunity markers. We'll roll back to a 180. Ping that out. And just have the one opportunity marker there, so we'll keep on running. Get the old 90 scan going again. 65 Duke says, I got into Elite Dangerous initially because it was hyped as the best VR game at the time. I played many thousands of hours of Elite, but play more SC now. Yeah, and there's a lot of folks, Dukester, that are like that here. Lots of people on my channel, love mining in space games and just kind of come hang out because that's what we love to do here as well. And that's what this channel's all about, kind of working together, answering questions, learning the meta, kind of keeping each other informed, little tips, tricks. So definitely like and sub and come hang out now and then. And any questions you have about mining in Star Citizen, we're always happy to engage. Or if you have, one of the things I like about my channel is kind of like, you could get the fish stories, right? Lots of us will talk kind of shop a little bit like, oh yeah, this or this happened, or I blew my, somebody was saying earlier, man, I blew up a rocket and blew the saddlebags off my prospector, or little things like that. It's always fun, Smash that like button, says Troll. Thank you, Troll. It's very kind of you, sir. All right, 17 hundos all around here. We'll keep on moving. 34 likes. That's so awesome. I'm loving it. Definitely had some subs today, too, which is great. Loving that. I need to do a better job and put on, like, those tools where it tells me when people do stuff. You guys know, I really am about my mining. The streaming part, I do, but I don't do nearly as well as so many people. I need to spend some time at it someday, and I don't know, someday I may. All right. We got a ping here going. Cool. All right, what do we got there? We're going to approach these guys and see what we have. Couple of doublers. That ping right out in front of us and keep it right out there. Cool. Keep moving in on these guys here. I will pull out the mining laser. We'll take a look at them.
Fracturing mode on.
There they are down there. Those are some E-types. All right, so we'll keep it moving. What do we got there? That is 17 hundo. Uh-oh. About a little rinse and repeat here. There we go. Kind of realign ourselves and get moving here. 90 scan, boom. All right, roll back to a 180 scan. No. Oh, there's one. As soon as I think it's like I'm getting no pingbacks, then I do get them. All right, cool. There's a 17 hundo there. We're gonna keep on flying forward. All right, there's some opportunity markers there. 3,400 here. We'll preach this one. I wonder, did the meta change for the different minables? It's definitely going to change big time in 3.19, Chris. There's a massive change coming in 3.19, the way everything works. Certain laser heads are going to work with certain things. We're also going to be able to swap those on the fly, which is awesome. Like we'll be able to take like those with us and potentially land and just swap them out. Put an anime girl avatar in the bottom right of you'll double sums. You're not wrong, Joe. I need to, you know, and I have had this webcam for a while. I've been meaning to set up a camera. You know, heavens and stars, I don't know. You know, I don't know if it would bring anything to it or not, but there are times when I think seeing my face might, you know, at least allow somebody to, what am I doing here? Put a face to it. Cody Dioxide, how are you, man? Did they fix the scanner bug? Well, scanning, there's no unscannables in the Air and Halo, Cody. That's the one thing. Every single rock scans in the Air and Halo. And so that is a huge change in 3.18.2. Where 3.18 and 3.18.1, like only 2 out of 10 rocks would scan in the Air and Halo. Every single rock scans all the time in the Air and Halo. So that is a massive change in 3.18.2 and one that I'm really happy about. The only thing that I think they still need to improve is you cannot, from a distance, 4,000 or 5,000 away, I'm still unable to get any scan results where I could tell what type it is without having to approach it. Now, back in 3.17, you used to be able to pull the mining laser out and do that, but you can't anymore. So you just have to rely kind of on the long scan to do it. But, you know, I haven't had any luck with that. But that being said, the fact that every single rock is scannable now in the Air and Halo, that alone is... Use the camera and the FOIP to be talking, man. Yeah, I could be a talk... Get a voice changer, Johan. You know, and then, you know... Then I could probably have the channel be Space Short Shorts. Okay. That's wrong. Sorry about that. Oh boy. Oh goodness. That was probably, that's a bridge too far right there, right, Chris? Holy crap. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm having too much fun today. Oh, I should do a big mini expo for the live stream. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if we ever get to a point where, you know, I really want to do this a Prospector Derby event. Space Hot Pants. There you go, Ditch, exactly. Oh boy. Space Spanx. Anyways, yeah, I really want to do like a derby, right? Where a bunch of prospectors leave from one station and whoever can kind of, you know, over a period of like 2 hours or something, or 3 hours, who can actually put the most in the hopper. That type of thing. All right, let's take a look here. What do we got? These are M types. All right, we'll keep on moving.
Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on.
All right, 10 million sub idea right there. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, that's the thing, right? It's so funny. Like, I remember one time, my son, you know, he's 12 going on 13, but I think he was 11 at the time. I made a video, and I'm like, you know, hey, what do you think of the title? He's like, that's not clickbaity enough. I'm like, what do you mean it's not clickbaity enough? He's like, well, you should say it like this. Like, and I forget exactly what he told me, but it was like, you need to know this or something. Like, I put that in my, whatever it was, that video went, like, viral for me. Like, I had 4,000 or 5,000, like, views on it in, like, a day. I was like, what the heck? You know, I should be clickbaity. But then, like, I jumped on Reddit, and people were just trashing me. They're just like, this clickbait boy. It laughed so hard. Because it was just my little guy who recommended it. Hey, Clive, how are you? When saddlebags are movable, we should do a big mining expo. I agree with that, Toe. And I could talk to Sandy about maybe having you know, maybe we can have like, you know, like SE Wealth Corp or something, you know, haul, you know, do some of the cargo hauling for us, you know, or have his Stanton startup group, you know, kind of do the cargo hauling. That'd be cool.
Mining mode off.
How's all with you, Clive? Everything is going great. How are you, Clive? It's nice to see you. How have you been? That's a 2%er there. All right, what do we got here? This is probably like a 13%er or something. Nah, 7%er, I was going to say. That thing is not going to be a 2%er, but not going to be great. All right. We'll keep on moving here. 45 ping, roll back to a 90 ping. Ah, there's some opportunity markers there. 17 hundo. 17 hundo. I thought that said 17 as well. Yep. All right, we'll keep it moving. Reddit is more toxic. You know, that's the thing. You know what's funny about Reddit is I'll do this video and be like, you know, how to, how to mine or whatever, or you should use this. And like on, people will, like on YouTube, I'll get like 100 people will like it and say, oh, wow, that's awesome. Great job. Thank you for doing this. And then if I put it on like the Robert Space Industries like site or whatever, their little, kind of blog area, I'll get like good comments on it. I'll post that on Reddit and it'll be like, your mother should have never had you. It's like, it's so toxic there. And it would be like the nice, like I could swear I could, but then if I put like a picture of like going down in flames, like, it just like, it'll get like 1 million love or whatever. It's crazy. It's like Reddit is just it's so toxic. Why not the same Starfarer fuel tanks? I can see the carnage of pumping out. Yeah, this is exactly right. One channel on YT got decimated by posting a couple extreme clickbait. Well, that's what I mean, Johan. Yeah, it's like I was getting like I didn't do clickbait to be clickbaity. I did clickbait just because my son recommended it one time, and it was so funny. Like, number one, I got more views on that video than I ever got on any of my other videos. And then but then I also got more hate than I ever got. So I never did go back and make super clickbaity titles. But that being said, it's like, you understand how the game's played. And I mean, I was kind of like, maybe I should do this more often. But, but like I said, Reddit, you could literally be like, hey, I've cured cancer. And people on Reddit would be like, why your mom and dad should have never got together and had you, They say the rudest things on there. It's like, guys, I cured cancer. You should just die. You should be banned, from life. It's like, oh my gosh. It's the most toxic place. Yeah, no, that speaks to the quality of the audience. You're not wrong, Mabutu. That's an excellent way to put it. I mean, they're so sad over there. They're always so grumpy. I do post things to Reddit still because I hopefully there's an occasional person who will, get something out of it, but I always know to take everything with a grain of salt over there. Do this one thing to make big money on YouTube. Exactly. I made $300,000 in 2 hours. But don't allude to anything, Star Citizen. Oh man, show like real money, Do this. Oh boy. 17 hundo. The average Reddit user is probably 14 years old without their parents checking their internet access. You're not wrong, for sure. There's definitely what's funny is there are many times on Reddit I do get really good information too, but it always just blows my mind. It's just like like how salty people can get on there. There's 51 hundo. We won't approach 51 hundos. That's never Quantanium. I made 200 and spend send 50K to find out exactly. I'm a northern Michigan prince who needs, who's perfectly willing to send you some money if you'll let me give me your bank account number and I'll deposit money in there. Could be worse. Slam TM, the only natural enhancements. Hey, Colton, how have you been? It's nice to see you, dude. Been a hot minute. All right, 17 hundo. All right, cool. We're out here just kind of airing haloing. 17. If you send me 200K AUEC, I'll double it. Send 1 million, then I'll triple it. Yeah, that's exactly right. There's a 34 Honda. We'll approach these guys. I'm okay. Hope to get into the game the first time. Wow. Yeah, I'm hoping you can too. They have said that a lot of the login issues are fixed, Clyde. So I do hope that you can get in there, sir. For sure. And remember, just remember, 318.1 is they're gonna wipe. So don't get too crazy. I asked in chat if Michael 3 Armor Shop is still buying med gowns for 75K. People. That's kind of like an Alt F4 joke right there, Joe. That's so funny. All right, here's some Q types. We're approaching some more Q types. We're not having a hard time locating Quantanium, and every bit of Quantanium is definitely scannable. But you know what? We're not finding tons of high quality rocks, but that's okay. I mean, I don't mind, you know, the just kind of looking around out here. That's for sure. All right, we got that guy shot. What do we got?
Mining mode off.
This is not going to be a good rock. Here's a couple more blue caps, right? So that's a blue cap there. And that's a blue. That's better than a blue cap. It's actually better than a red cap. But still not worth mining. Being a counter should be a valid, profitable game loop. I don't disagree with that. How about the personal fun mentioned? CRU01 had boxes of drugs from the glitch recently. We still, to this hour, get cargo ships and rando salvages slamming into the pad. Thanks for the business. That's awesome. Oh, talking people into to parting that, you know, to kind of volunteering, giving away their own stuff. That's part of the pirate game loop, right? Is convincing people that stuff's a certain way. All right, well, long scan this guy here. Get a icon on there. That's good. I'll come back out here and ping this, but I am like with you mining, except I will take my mole out. Yeah, nicely done. I took the mole out last weekend. I had to spam login a few times to get in once. I haven't had too much trouble. The servers have all been laggy. They are a little laggy. I will agree with that, but not terrible. Haven't endured it long enough for the shaders to load. Gotcha. They softened the assertion of the full 318.2 wipe, stating it may be partial. I do wonder about that, Mabutu. You know, if they were, you know, now that they have 318.1 out, maybe if they're not, you know, and they've done the wipe, maybe they're not feeling like they need to double wipe it, but we'll have to see. You know, we'll have to kind of see what they say. All right, so we're approaching these guys here. These are some E-types, so that won't work for us. Let's keep on moving. Alrighty, 90 scan, ping is out, and there's some opportunity markers in front of us. 5100, we will not approach that, and a 1700, so we'll keep on moving. Well, that's good. I mean, you know, I would like to see, man, you know, it really seems like it's been a long time now since we've been able to make any kind of, you know, to build some actual wealth. I mean, I'm really happy that I did not spend a lot of time grinding 318 at all. I mean, it was never really stable enough to feel comfortable to do that, but I definitely could have gotten myself, you know, where I grinded a bunch and got like the C2, and I would have been a little sad had I put in that much work, especially considering, you know, yeah, we always know that there's always a possibility of a wipe, so we should never get that. But I'm just glad I didn't spend a whole lot of time doing it. Where did they backtrack on their statement? A lot of people are doing things, making decisions based on the full wipe threat. Yeah, you know, that's a good question. I don't know if there's a spot, you know, where, like, it probably would be on Spectrum, I would imagine. Whoa. Those didn't pop up on. They're close enough here where I'll take a look at them. Get a visual on them. I don't think these are Quantanium. But they just popped up on my screen. They are M-types. So I didn't think that was going to be Quantanium, but I was just like, whoa, I didn't see those. Now, right, like just about 3,000 or 4,000 away, there should be another. Yeah, it's just right there. 4,000 away. Should be a 3,400, right? Yep. Okay, cool. I went back to another game all wait. Well, and that's what we've all been talking about a little bit. Like, what are we doing? You know, like I've been playing a little 7 Days to Die with my son. Of course, for a couple weekends, I played Diablo 4. You know, I want to play Star Citizen. It's just not in a healthy place, you know. So these are Q types, and the last thing I want to do is a bunch of work and then lose the progress. And I don't think there's anything unreasonable about that. And I definitely will be really excited when 3.19.2 comes, because that'll be a very valid reason to keep after. There'll be lots of content I can create. This is going to be a blue cap right here, a 2%er. What about this guy? 5 views not sooner than the 20th free fly event. Yeah, the 3.18.2 is definitely not coming out until the free fly event is done, and I don't know when that is exactly done. Do we know when it's done, you guys? What day is the free fly over?
Mining mode on. Fracturing mode.
Because that's when I would think 3.18.2 would come kind of shortly after that. Spent 2 months in the PTU with daily wipes. Got kind of burned out. Yeah, I understand for sure. And I think everybody's facing that, which is exactly why they did the free fly, you guys. Because they know they have a community that's not really wanting to play right now. So that's what the free fly was about. It was to bring in, get some fresh blood on there. You know, just because they were not going to have the player base. It's hard to tell people, hey man, everything you do is going to be gone in another 2 weeks. But it seems like, I want to say quite honestly, like back in August or September is when I mean, you know, now obviously it's some family issues going on then as well, but that's when I kind of stopped doing the regular grind on Star Citizen, because we thought, you know, 3.18 was going to come at first around IAE, you know. Free fly last day is the 20th. Thank you, Mabutu. Hey, Silas, how are you? Nice to see you. How have you been? Somebody, you know, I really just love to see you guys. I mean, seriously, so many of you kind of come back and visit and hang out. It's really cool. All right, what about this guy here? Are we getting kind of far away from him? Could I put the marker on him? Oh, it's a 17 hundo, okay. Alright, we'll 45 ping out this way. Nothing. Ah, no, I'm wrong. There was a 45 ping. 17 hundo, okay. And we'll 90 ping. I'm doing really well, Silas. Thank you for asking. Just a gorgeous day in northern Michigan today. It's like going to be, it's in the 80s today. I can't believe it's in the 80s in northern Michigan right now. The last 2 or 3 days have been so spectacular. Like, it has been so hard to stay on task at work, because it's just like, oh man, there's so much stuff I could be doing outside or whatever. You know, getting the Jeep ready for the season. Little things like that, you know. Oh my stars. All right. We are kind of getting in here on these. All right, they're right here. Let's 39 likes, by the way, you guys. Love that. We're almost to 50 likes. Already had a great day so far today. Great conversation. And I think the consensus is most of us are not playing 3.18.1 right now, just because of the wipe. And so we've been talking about other games that we're kind of occupying ourselves with. And that's a good thing to talk about.
Mining mode off.
All right. Let's see if what do we got here?
Mining mode.
All right, this is a Q type here. This could be an okay rock, or could be like a 15%er though too. Yeah. I was going to say, that's not quite exactly the look. It's a 12% or 13%er. Clive says, I know you've probably done before, but can you please explain the new scanning for me as I'm getting... Yes, I'm happy to do that, Clive. So thank you for asking, and I'm, of course, happy to do it. So, let's talk about scanning. So the first thing you want to do, right, is set yourself a quantum marker. And when you set yourself a quantum marker, understand that everything happens from VScan. Spent a year living in Flint, commuting to Detroit. That's crazy. Both those... Flint's a tough town, brother. I mean, obviously, I grew up in southern part of Michigan, around the Milford area. I live up more around the Traverse City area now. Of course, spent lots of time going to Detroit, lots of time driving through Flint on my way down to, say, Holly and that area. Kind of doing 18-1 just because it works for me, more or less, and Sig wants those numbers. Yeah, thank you. That's very nice, you Slag, for sure. Sounds great. It's getting the bid on the spring side here. Yep. Okay, so Clive, now the first thing I'm going to open up VScan, right? So, and then I have, just so we're on the same page, if we go to options, key bindings, and I'm in mouse and keyboard, right? If we go to advanced custom controls and we go to radar, I have my increased ping angle is left. I have everything on the mouse. So I left alt mouse wheel up. I left alt mouse wheel down in order to close and open the scan angle. And I have the ping on the side mouse button. So those are some helpful little things like that. So I can actually really alter the scan angle pretty quickly just with my mouse button, just rolling my mouse back and forth. And so what I like to do then is, Eric, not necessarily at all. Couple of things about, first of all, every single rock is now scannable in the Iron Halo. In 3.18.2, that's brand new. So you used to have a lot of unscannables in the Iron Halo. You don't anymore. Then also, when you have a prospector, the largest rock you're going to run into in the Iron Halo is 5122 mass. So you're never going to find rocks that are oversized. Just doing solo prospector mining. That you can't. So, and the other thing is when rocks break, Eric, they don't break where they sink down into the geometry and you lose part of your load because it kind of fell through the planet. Now, Eric, you're absolutely 1000% right. By the way, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize, but you're 1000% right. If I was mining in a group, if I had any kind of a mining operation going where there was 2 or 3 or 4 of us, I would absolutely go to Lyria. I think that would be, that's the way to do it. But a single prospector, I think, does better, or at least equally as well in the Iron Halo. And the other thing is you have an anonymity, right? You're out here where there's no pirates. Now, honestly, this is supposed to be the piracy patch, and things have been so unstable. There isn't a lot of piracy happening, but you have the anonymity of the Iron Halo as well. So, anyways, Clive, just to teach you the scanning mechanics, right? So, I'm gonna do now that I'm in scan mode, right? I hit V, I'm in scan mode. I'm gonna do a 90-degree ping. I'm facing my quantum marker, and that's gonna, when I ping out, that gives me opportunity markers. When those opportunity markers pop up, I collapse my scan angle down to 2 degrees, and then I hover over it, and that gives me an RS signature value. Now, rocks are in 1700, so they're in that's the amount. So 1700 is a single rock, 3400 would be 2 rocks, 5100 would be 3 rocks, 6800 would be 4 rocks, etc. So that's what like I never approached 1700s or 5100s in the Iron Halo. Eric says, I agree with all this, but I've had time to drop 2 loads since you started and I'm solo. You know what? I definitely understand. I mean, and there are times when I come to the Iron Halo and I'm 15 minutes and back in, 15 minutes and back in. And no question about it. I will tell you, the last couple times I've mined on Lyria, it's been very, very quick and efficient. So I appreciate where you're at. Now, mining's a little like fishing, man. I mean, sometimes you're going to spend 45 minutes, sometimes you're going to spend 10 minutes, I will tell you, I don't disagree with, there's nothing wrong with I love Lyria mining. I've done tons of it. For myself in this age of piracy kind of quote unquote, if you will, I've definitely been focusing more on the anonymity of the Halo. But like I said, if I was doing any kind of a mining group type of thing where I had like Overwatch and, breaking teams and scooping teams and that kind of stuff, I would definitely organize all that on Lyria, for sure. Northwest Ohio, raised 5 years in Detroit, my youth in Toledo for the past years. Jobs are hiring all over to get a call for a good wage. They're more shocked I want to. Yeah, well, that's exactly right. People who want to work. You know, it is a good time if you are a hard worker and you're seeking a job. You can certainly find them out there. So, anyways, you know, that's it. It's a 90-degree ping or a 180 ping. Collapse down. Get your RS signature value, Clive. That's a 1700. That's a 1700. I don't approach 17. I approach 3400s. I approach 6800s and north of that. So that's kind of how I do it. Now, occasionally, if you're 90 scanning and you don't get anything, I do roll to a 180 scan and pop one of those out. That will get you a lot of times lots more opportunity markers. I don't 360 scan as much here because I don't want to kind of, you know, I always want to be heading in a certain direction, which is kind of one of the goals. But I hope, Clive, if you have any other individual questions, as soon as I approach them, I'll kind of give you the rest of the tips and tricks. So out here, 90-degree, boom. Alrighty. That's a 5100. We're not going to approach that. That's never going to be Quantanium. It just, for some reason, 3 rocks is never Quantanium in the Iron Halo. I've seen it one time, but I was convinced there was a 4th rock that was hidden somewhere. All right, so that's that 5100. We'll keep on here. Eric, are you out soloing in the mole or are you out soloing in the prospector? Thanks, V. Yeah, no problem, Clive, for sure. And I think last week, Clive, I think we were able to do some, I don't know if you went back and watched it or did watch it live, but I know I did some mole mining last week as well, so. I like the fishing comparison. I still don't get the piracy thing, though. Why would pirate attack a prospector? The refined load, yes, but the prospector seems like a bad target. It is a bad target. I think you're going to find more people that are out just kind of, you know, especially, you're not wrong. Until the bags are actually removable, it is not a good target. You know what I mean? You're not wrong about that. I think you're going to find more just indiscriminately killing than that. The other thing is, you know, if you're mining on Lyria, keep in mind, and you probably know this, and you're doing it at night, people can see that laser at like 30, you know, so far away, like an insane distance. They can see that light on. So, you know, if you are Lyria mining, I definitely recommend it doing it during the daylight hours because it's far less visible. But that's, you know, hey, I mean, the reality is there's just not that much piracy going on right now because things have been so unstable. Those are M-types. We'll keep on moving. And there are definitely times in the Halo when I'm out here, and I've literally had 2 loads back in an hour. So, you know, it's not been that way, though. I will tell you, it has been a little bit... a little slower, but it's okay. Like I said, I think it's one of those things where I definitely prefer the anonymity. But, oh, hey, there's some salvage, actually. That's the first bit of salvage I've seen. We'll go take a look at that if these aren't, you know, rocks that we're going to mine here. Just because I'm curious. That's probably a ship. That is the first bit of salvage I've found in the Iron Halo. That's cool. Yes, Artec. Hola, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, that's a great tip. I had no idea the mining laser was... Oh, yeah, it's super visible. Like, from a ridiculous distance. Like way farther than you could ever... You know, way farther than you could ever possibly imagine. Like it's crazy how far you can see. You could be, like, in low orbit and see somebody down on the planet surface at night mining. Granted, my own stupidity, but it happened. What, sir? I missed your first part, I think. Vulture Prospector, Rock Miner, or Handy Tool. Either way, I'm not strat for credit, just trying to get motivation. Yes. I hear ya. Alright, we're approaching these rocks here. Oh boy, I'm flying too fast. Slow down. Alright, what do we got here? We got a couple of Q types. Let's take a look at those. This could be an okay rock, but it might not be. Yeah, that's a 4637. We'll take that. Is this guy any better? Nope. This is a very nice rock, though. We'll mine this guy, but I do want to scan this guy right here. So let's go ahead and see if we can collapse scan this guy. Because I'm curious what this is out here. Hey, that's a C2 Hercules Starlifter. Cool. Well, there's a salvage C2 right there. That's cool. That's the first bit of salvage, though, we found in the Halo. So that's, you know, just something to keep... It's pretty rare. All right. We turn on the laser. I'm going to hold down G, loosen up that laser head. We'll get into a good optimal range here, and let's get this guy broke up. Eric says, yeah, rando kill risk. Yeah. Granted, my own... I missed that first part, sir. Oh, pirates, I see. Ray tracing would be cool, but probably won't happen for a while. Yeah, I don't know that RT is going to come in anytime soon. It's interesting. I've been doing a lot of looking at video card stuff lately because I was one of the people who bought the 3070 a couple of years ago. I actually got it for $650, which is $150 over retail, but that was a lot less than they were going for at the time. Although now that, you know, with the 8 gig of video RAM kind of being, it's funny. I had begun noticing, like, when I'm in town and stuff, like, you know, like my VRAM was looking red, for instance, on the display info. So, you know, started out mining today. First scan of rock was 5,041. Nice! Boy, first rock of the day was a unicorn. That's always such a great way to start the day out. I've had a couple of times. There's one stream, you guys, if you go back like a couple months, sometime in 317, where literally 4 out of the 5 runs I did that day, 4 out of the 5 runs were unicorns. And it was like, I made like, and it was like in 2 hours or 2.5 hours. It wasn't quite a 3-hour stream, and I had made well over 1 million AUEC. You know, just one of those kind of days. You do have those days where the fish are biting, for sure. You know, and so, you know, it definitely can happen. And that's the neat thing about mining is it's one of the few things you can definitely be out there and all of a sudden be back in the hopper in 15 minutes with $250,000. You know, 20 minutes or so, you're back with $250,000 AUEC cooking in the refinery. So, or sometimes you spend 35, 40 minutes out driving around looking for stuff. You know, I'm approaching 2 hours now, and this will be my second load of, hopefully, you know, we get it in safely, but it could be definitely around 30%. This is a 4637, so this is going to be somewhere around between 29 and 30 SCU, I would imagine. All right, we're down to 34%. Let's see if it's holding or climbing. It's still climbing. I just dropped it off to 15 to let it kick out. Back up to 32. And, you know, this is going to be a pretty clean break. It did warn for a sec, but that's okay. Back away. Let it do its thing. Cool. All right. Scripted. Yeah, that's awesome. Nice troll. All right, we're, by the way, 44 likes. We're getting there. This is going to be, that is 34%ers, so this might not have broke up that clean, which is always the issue, right? A chance that it didn't. This is going to be, oh, that's 18 SCU of the good stuff there. So that's a pure cut. What about this guy? That's going to be nothing. Awesome. What about this fella right here? Nothing. Okay. Couple more here. 517. This is also going to be like a 40 or... Oh, that's another 10 SCU. That's solid. Nice. Got 2 mil refined quant ready to deliver. Nicely done, Eric. Any tips on mitigating risks? I'm thinking of split it. Yes. Well, I definitely think that's number 1. Number 2, do not fly directly from the refinery to wherever you're headed. You know, you want to kind of do a zigzag. Jump to a completely weird station for the first 30 to 45 seconds, and then head back. So do some zigzagging when you're, do a little bit of a zig and a little bit of a zag when you're doing your quantum stuff. Definitely get outside of the lane where if you're flying, let's say from ARC-L1 to ARC-Corp, you don't want to be, you know, they're going to set up in that little lane there. So you got to be really careful. You know, make sure you, so, you know, I mean, obviously escorts are good. It's always sometimes good. Maybe if you just take like the first, like take something like a Cutlass Black, take like a full 32 SCU one run and just kind of get a sense of, you know, who's out there, what's happening. You know, that's never a bad idea. Definitely pay attention to chat. That's another thing where you know, but, you know, nothing, you know, and certainly escorts are great as well. But I'm definitely somebody who believes that I would rather haul 4 small loads and maybe get picked off once than losing it all in one time. Because I think, you know, I enjoy playing Star Citizen. So, you know, flying back and forth a little bit in smaller runs, there's nothing wrong with it. You definitely mitigate your risk that way for sure. All right, so that's 10 SCU, the good stuff there. That is 18 SCU, the good stuff there. So there, between those two is 28 SCU. That's a 35%er there. There is 2% in this little rock down here I'm not even going to bother with. And so we will break this 34%er up first. I'm going to roll that into the black a little bit. And we will fire a Brant and have no problem doing it. All right, 9% it seems to be holding in there. Let's get it back down to 6 or so. Ask in chat if any pirates are on. Yeah, that's not just got here, but I'm so mad Quant will not scan in live. Yeah, but single thing is scannable in 3.18 too, so that's a good thing. Okay, no direct flight. Chat checking, yeah. I'm actually on live, so I don't know how much piracy. Probably not a whole lot going on right now. But Rando knew trying to kill me most likely. Yeah, something like that. I woke it up at 3 a.m. to run 3 to 4 mil worth of cargo. Yes, I've done that before too. Warren's not wrong. Definitely, you know, I've certainly over the years have done, you know, most of my cargo running I do in the mornings real early. That's for me, you know, like, but that's, you know, I mean, different people have different times that they can do that kind of stuff. But there have been many times like before work, you know, like at 6 or 7 in the morning, I'll run that stuff. Now that's not to say that, you know, you're not going to run into pirates or whatever, but it is to say, you know, not running at not peak hours, there's less opportunity for that to happen. But I would run cargo right now. I don't, you know, like, wouldn't have any problem with it. Just, you know, making sure that, you know, I did my due diligence and zigzagged a little bit and kept an eye on, oh, dove out of there. Hold on. Oh, let's back up in.
Warning.
Oh, right at the end. I could have rebranted and I didn't do it. It looks like it broke pretty clean though, nonetheless. I don't think we lost a whole lot there. It'll be all right. I use a raft for selling quant. That's the other thing too. I think the raft right now, I don't think the raft right now you can actually get the cargo off of it. I think the raft is one of those ones that's kind of like, it's a little bit bugged in a way where you can't really, I mean, that's more of an extortion rig, right? I think that they don't have the 32 SCU boxes in right now. So I had heard so that thing's kind of, it's unstealable. Yes, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. So the raft is a little unstealable right now. Is the raft rentable right now? That's an actual, like, you know, I don't know that it is, but if it is, that might be a way to go too. One thing I will say though, raft, Hull A, Freelancer Max, those are big, spongy, marshmallowy targets. Like if I'm a pirate, I'm thinking to myself, oh wow, that's 100%, that's on the menu.
Extraction mode on.
All right. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Till they release 32 SCU crates. Yeah, it's unstealable. Yeah, there you go. Can't open the containers in the raft. Yeah, there we go. It's funny. It's just like, you know, leave it to us to kind of figure out, you know, you know, the exploits in the world. All right, so that ended up being good. There's a solid 10 SU there. All right, and then I think up here would be these are all 10s, right? Oh, nope. That was wrong. I should have waited. I wasn't going to get a full Quantanium load anyways this time, but... Oh, yeah, that's a 16%er. That was me being impatient. That was not a good look. Although it's only 0.28, it wasn't that bad. Raft is a big ramming bumper in front. It does. Raft has some weird stuff. Like, it definitely has a few weird things. 32 SCU crates work the new larger tractor beams. Yes. That's a big part of, I think, why they're building the big ones. JT, how have you been, man? Nice to see you. Things are really good. You can buy the rafting game, not rent. Yeah, I knew that you could buy it, but I just didn't know if it was a rental. Because if it was a rental, then, heck, that might not be a bad, a bad call. A lot of these should be hundos down here. I think I'm just going to I think most of them are these last 4. So we're just crossing 20 SCU now. I'm almost positive this is all going to be hundos down here. So I'll just keep an eye on the results. And it's flying in here. Alright, so that's good. 29 SCU. 28 point some. What do we got here? That might be another hundo here. I think it's gonna be. Oh, I might have definitely had a uni if I would have.
Warning, storage full.
Yeah, 31.5 SCU. Nothing to complain about. Let's go ahead and I'll back away here. And spool up the quantum drive. And we will pivot towards, I'll go back to sticks here and we will head off. Very nice run there. So, couple of 31 and some change. I think had I not kind of been a little over, zealous on that, I probably would have gotten a full unicorn run there. But 31.6 or whatever is nothing to cry home about. 49 likes. Holy smokes, we're almost 50 likes, you guys. It's awesome. JT, I'm doing great. I hope that you're doing well. And Aaron Halo's been very good today. Absolutely have no complaints. Every single rock has been scannable. It has been a lovely, lovely. Grab a sip of coffee here. That's basically a unicorn. Yep, absolutely. We do have, if you do get one that's 31.9 and some change, I call that a mulligan uni, Astro. I'm not quite a mulligan uni, but I'm two runs at 31.5 is nothing to be ashamed of. That's 60 SCU in the hopper in 2 runs. And of course, in a little over 2. So, we're making around $250,000 an hour, which is, pretty darn good money here. And like Eric was saying earlier, he hit Lyria and had a couple in fast, almost 2-to-1. So, Lyria, I can, haven't done a whole lot of Lyria mining since 318, but I definitely, Lyria may be just as, certainly just as profitable. I really hope to see a new solo miner soon with the Argo or the Drake style MISC 2 clean miner for me. Warren, I couldn't agree more. I think it would just be fun, especially with the mining changes coming. And I'd like to see a 2-person one that fits somewhere between that 32 SCU and 96 SCU. One that does like 60, 4 SCU or something would be hot. I don't know. 64, 66 SCU. I think that would be great. Knots83, welcome to the channel today. How you doing? Do you think a 32 SCU will be 2 SCU by 2 SCU or 8 SCU long? If so, that won't fit in the MSR. Oh, that's interesting. Like, what you're wondering is if, like, they'll have them, like, longer versus fatter. I think they're going to look a lot like the ones in the raft knots. I think that those are 32 SCU. They're going to look just like those. They're going to be that size. So if I'm not mistaken, it's probably, I think that probably is right. 2 by 2 by 8, right? Is how that's probably going to go. Like, I don't think those would fit in the back end of the MSR. Maybe I'm wrong though. Good. Yeah, nice. All right. Well, we have not heard first alarm yet. I don't expect to hear it till we're getting pretty close to the to landing. This morning I went out to mine in live, and as soon as I jumped in, I came to a stop. I was attacked by an NPC on Lyria. Yeah, that can happen. NPCs are on Lyria. It's not super common to have happen, but it does happen for sure. And there are also some Lagrange points that will do that, like HURL3, I think it is. Like every time I go to HURL3, the minute I turn on the mining lasers, I either have pirates, like NPC pirates, or NPC cops. It's just a weird thing. Like it just something with the mining laser triggers them to come. 16 SCU for the hull would be a nice too. Yeah, well, you're not wrong about that, Toe. For sure. You know, make all sorts of modularity in it. I think that's great. All right, we're gonna kick this guy up, right? So, like I said, I've been running this guy up to about 800 or so, and then falling back, and that's usually gets me pretty darn close to the station. 7 and 8. All right, boom. And then at that point, I gear and VTOL.
Landing gear down.
And I will kind of turn around here and keep an eye on the station as we approach. Oh, that slowed us down faster than I thought it was gonna. That's all right. All right, we'll cruise over here. We'll call for a landing. We'll hear first alarm here in just a second, I'm sure. Also, extraction laser for some reason can drain shields off. Wow, I didn't know that. There's a lot of people don't realize how deadly the actual mining lasers are. I mean, you can kill somebody really quickly with those things. We've definitely had this organization event where we've done a few times, where we kind of had people running through, running, and then we're chasing them down with the mole.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
See if you can run from one ship to another and make it without the mole getting you. Kind of like a War of the Worlds type thing. It's great. I think we've called it Exterminator a couple of times. I open the door before I land. Quick exits. Yeah, that makes sense. Found something on the accident a week ago. What's that, Aocean? All right. Get myself a nice landing in here if we can. I definitely like going in on this side angle because I never seem to scrape the sides when I do it that way as much. And we'll just do a little pivot here. Good. We'll hear first alarm when I go back into the cab. Nice landing. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Let's go ahead and get ourselves our post flight going. Boom, boom, and boom. All right, we'll kill these engines.
Engines off.
A little tidbit on the mining lasers extraction. Oh, yeah. No, that's crazy. That the extraction lasers can drop shields. That's interesting. I have to remember that. Give somebody a scare, maybe. Out we go. Run this way. We'll get this guy stored, head down to the hopper, and get this stuff put away for the day. Cool. Second run complete. Hopefully we can get this guy stored. I will say a couple of things about 318.2. Okay, this is my second time on 318.2 extended play. It's been very stable. I think it's resource friendly. It's been a touch laggy, but also at the same time, Xeno threats have been going on, and I've been on servers that have, good, a lot of people on them. I think there's like 90 some people on the server here. We'll look again. It was 90 some earlier, right? That's stored just fine. So let's take a look. I think it's like 90, yeah, 97 people on the server. So, it's been very stable. Every single rock is scannable in here in Halo, and to me, that's the biggest, most wonderful change ever. It makes the Iron Halo far more viable. And of course, we heard, from Eric how profitable Lyria, certainly can be. And we know that from doing a lot of that. We'll see if it gets buggy when it goes live. That's exactly right, Astro. That's going to be the real test, because while 318 to me didn't seem incredibly stable, nobody dreamed it was going to be that. I mean, I just think that, when you had that many people hitting the server, nobody dreamed it was going to be that. So we won't know until it actually goes live how it's going to be. Pretty responsive to Moby Glass, yep. Definitely. All right. And, obviously, it seems like we got to get through this free fly, and then we will see how it goes. All right, we'll begin here. Set up the work order. Another Dynix Solvination. Boom. Got quote. Confirm. All right, so there you go. There's basically, let's see, 29.72. Let's get out our calc and just kind of calc this out so far. 2972 plus 2998. That is 59.7. 5,970 times 88 is 500, half million. So 525,000 so far in the hopper today. So nothing to be ashamed of there. Let's go down and let me top off on water. And then we, might, I'm just kind of curious, and I'm, did I take the helmet off? I thought I did. I did. Why am I not grabbing that? Maybe I'm just being impatient. Let me wait. Yeah, I was. It was me being impatient. I can't say how happy I am mining will be better. I did 3 months of salvage in the PTU before. Yeah, no, I can understand being a little burned out on... Hey, Chris, look at... Chris, there's the old one I left. It's still there. That's so funny. That's persistent on any streaming for you right there, you guys. that first one I dropped is still there. Yeah, I understand being a little burned out on salvage for sure. Sarah, that doesn't surprise me how that could happen. Especially, I will say, I think I would tend to get less burnt out on the reclaimer with a group because you're just, having fun with the, with the team or whatever. Certainly vulturing, much like prospecting or whatever. I would imagine could get a little tedious getting in and out of the seat all the time and then having to, deal with the fact that the cargo grid sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I'm no miner. Last I did before was refineries, but is that legit? You have 40 hours to wait to get paid? Yeah, ESR Tech, that is legit, right? There are faster ones, though, okay? I chose the very slowest one that cost the least amount of money. So there are, I could have paid more money. Definitely, there are different, processing types, right? No, I did what's called the Dynix Solvination. That actually is the slowest one. You get the most yield. It costs the least, but it's the slowest one. And then there are ones that are, you get a high yield, but they're super expensive, but they're done in a couple of hours too. But for me, I know that, by the time that I come back to these, I'll never run these in, right? These are just, there'll be a wipe in 3.18.2 before next weekend or whenever I play again. Or if there's not, I'll haul these and get the money. But chances are this will be wiped before so that's why I just kind of did the lowest cost ones. But, for sure, it's an excellent question, ESR, but there's different refining methods that can cost differently, that it'll either cost a little, but be done fast, but they take a lot of your yield, or they cost a lot and they get done fast. And, you get to keep your yield, and there's everything in between. The Pharaon Exchange is the one that I recommend. That's kind of a good middle ground if you're, mining with people. But, there's an old rule, that we always never paid out our mining things till we did the haul and got the money in. So it's just one of those things. We had to create ledgers, and then, would haul a couple days later and then fill out, people would have their name attached to the ledger so they could get paid out in group mining. So... just, Voren says, are they adding more ores to mine soon? I'd like to see ores. Yeah, well, Voren, they are. They're adding, actually, iron is getting added in 3.19. That's going to get added for sure. You will need to still move into a TDD safely as well. Yes, I still have to haul this stuff as well. I have been exploring the hidden and glitched areas on stations. Oh, Troll, how's that treating you? Have you fallen to your death at all? Some refineries have bonuses. Yes, exactly. Some refineries do. Whenever you refine, there's always a little bit of cost in refining. There are some that have offsets, though. They'll have like a 3% or a 4%, 5% bonus on whatever it is that you're bringing in. And that actually can offset the cost of refining as well. And so there's, a little bit to learn there. Not a ton, but something, we'll try the elevators again. Remember, the elevators don't traditionally work here. We might have to go to menus and come back. And just click, 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 click. I am spamming it. And I'll do the same thing over here. But they never will. They haven't worked ever in 318. We'll keep an eye on both of them there for a second while I sip coffee and we talk. I think we're going to head back to menus here. Bang. And we'll jump back into the game. We'll come in upstairs. So I could go hit Lyria real quick. Or I might pull out the Vulture and head over to the... Just kind of curious, like if we took the Vulture and we headed to the Halo, is it going to act different than the Prospector when it comes to locating material? It just makes me wonder. So, oh yeah, you can sell the raw ore, but you get half the money, ESR. So like the first couple runs, when a server gets wiped and first goes live, in the first, look, if I might haul. And, instead of refining it and getting 200 and say 60,000, 270,000 on a full run, I might sell that first one and just pocket 130 grand, right? Just to have some scratch. Yeah, lots of falling, getting stuck in the framework or windows. Yeah, lots of spots for smuggling stuff. That's cool.
Contact me for details.
You could sell directly. It's like it's between a quarter and half the value. I think it's.
The Navy's making a push.
You get paid a lot more when you refine it.
I need combat pilots and anyone capable of transporting cargo to volunteer. Contact me for details. Come out.
All right, in we go. Okay. Turn off the chat. All right, so I could pull the Vulture and we could go do a little bit of salvaging, or I could head over to Lyria. You guys, it's kind of up to you. What do we want to do next? Couple runs of the Halo have been very successful. 100% could go just pull the Vulture, head out to the Halo and monkey around there to see if we see something. Or another option would be to head over to Lyria and do one Prospector run on Lyria. So either salvage or Lyria, and I'll give it the next 30 seconds or so. 45 seconds to a minute, and we'll see what votes we get. In the interim, I will take a look and do a little... I will actually do this. I got one vote for Lyria.
Vehicle retrieval system.
That's awesome. And I will actually at least have the Vulture delivered in case they were going to do it that way. Solo mine the larger rocks. Good to see how people solo them. Well, I don't know I don't know. I don't have the kit to do the larger rocks. I would have to fly around and get suited up for that. And I think I'd have to fly to get the stampedes and all that stuff would be a lot of extra flying around today. So I probably won't do a lot of big rock hunting on Lyria just because I have a Lancet. Okay. Looks like we got votes for Lyria. Mole is broken according to a couple Spectrum posts. Seems like worthy testing it. I tested it last week in 318.2, Johan, and it worked fine. I like Lyria myself. Okay, we'll do Lyria for sure. All right, we'll head over to Lyria.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval
I use
system.
2 L2s with ABC locations for salvage. Lagrange points. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. All right, we'll pull this Prospector. Boom.
Vehicle selected.
CRU and Mike L2s. Gotcha. The L2s are probably a good place now. Now, when you do salvage, are you pretty far away from the station, or are you just close enough where somebody were to come, they'd see you, and you kind of just risk it for the biscuit? I would imagine getting like 90 some away or 100 some away at least would give you some kind of anonymity. Not a ton, but some. If somebody patrols, they pick you up, but maybe if if they were just flying into the station, they might not just stumble across you. And that is closed up there. It's going to take a minute to get over to our corp, but that's okay. We'll take our time. I always move 20 km away. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You want to be at least some distance where they wouldn't just, oh, I'm flying to the station. Oh, what's this guy doing? Yeah. You don't want to make it quite that easy, right? All right, well, let's go ahead and... We're talking about heading down to Art Corp.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Maybe heading towards Lyria. So that's going to take a minute. Where are we at? We're all topped off. We're good in that capacity. Up we go. All right, good. Out we go. Let's pivot on this guy. Spool the drive, and off we go. I found that around Grimhex is a good place for salvage. Yeah, I had heard like the asteroids around Yella are good for salvage, and that's kind of that's not a Lagrange point, and that's actually, you know, you can find yourself kind of get some anonymity out that way. You don't have to be right next to Grimhex. You actually can head towards Yella, turn over, and just fly out into those. And I had heard that there's salvage out there. You have seen a lot of people at the Lagrange points where Mike L2 is abandoned. Also easy to move boxes from the Vulture to a cargo ship. Yep, that makes sense. Teddy's Playhouse used to be the best spot. I like the Orphanage, Sarah, but you know, either one of them, you're not wrong. My Vulture has 2 times FSA military shields, which helps a lot of attack. That's a good point. You know, I think a lot of us, and you know, myself included, I have spent so much time. Like I must have. As you guys know, I'm constantly kind of testing on the PTUs. I never really got started playing 318 because I was worried about the wipes. I was worried about the stability. You really couldn't play for a while. So I never really got started. But one of my intentions at some point was to like get railguns and upgrade my ships. I literally have been flying around with 3 Brants and a Lancet. You know, normally I like to have 2 VAU XC3s and a Rieger C3. I like to have 2 Brants and say an FLTR-XL. Sometimes I like to have a Surge, Stampedes. You know, I haven't mixed up the meta at all, just because I log on, I have to pick a home station, I grab some Brants, I grab some Lancets, and then head out and do this testing with you guys. So, you know, like, it's going to be interesting at some point having some long-term play, because I definitely wanted to collect weapons. I definitely wanted to have some, you know, some rail guns and some other things, that type of thing. You know, upgrade the ship components. You know, even like nice, like I haven't even put an Atlas drive in this thing. You know, I mean, I have spent so much time just kind of, you know, just wiping and resetting and wiping and resetting. You know, it's just one of those things. So, not a terrible thing, but it is what it is. It just hasn't been that stable lately. So we are cruising over to ArcCorp. We've done 2 runs in the Halo, 31 SCU, and almost 60 SCU between those 2 runs. We're going to head over here and we'll finish the day out doing a Lyria run. Love mining on Lyria, by the way. Absolutely adore it. And we will, even though I was a ways away from it, so we've got a little bit of a haul over. So we're not that far now from Invictus, you guys. That's going to be interesting. I bet you 319 is probably going to be sometime later this summer. Hopefully it doesn't go all the way to IAE before they release 319. I hope that it comes out sooner than that, but we'll see. But I am going to be spending an enormous time in the PTU in 319, kind of getting ready for the big changes. Of course, there's going to be the iron nodes. There's going to be hopefully a major shift in where you can locate things. I do think that it's a good sign that now that every rock is scannable in the air in Halo, that may be something that, you know, it may, hopefully they'll get the long scan thing sorted out where you can scan at distances. To me, that there's a couple of huge things coming. Number 1, being able to scan at distances will be very important. Number 2, personal beacons where you can mark things and go back to them is super important. Number 3, tractor beams, super important. we're really over the next year or so going to see Star Citizen. Yeah, I hope so, Sarah, because they talked about being able to swap mining laser heads in 319. So, yes, I mean, it does look, I mean, it's going to be huge. We've got tractor beam testing to do. We're going to have we're going to have to relearn where everything spawns. We're going to have to relearn, like, what laser heads work with what stuff, what consumables work with what stuff. We may be able to switch on the fly, literally. You might be able to keep, like, an Atlas drive, or keep the Goliath, and then have, like, a VK00 sitting back there. It's like, okay, well, I know I'm just doing a short jump, so I'm just going to put the VK00 in here for the short jump. Oh, I know I can't make this jump with the VK00. I'm going to put the Goliath in so I can make this jump. That kind of stuff's crazy. Schizoid, how you doing? On Lyria, any group of more than one rock is always quant. Yep, that's still the case. You can, yep. So yeah, Skits, no question about it. Lyria is super easy. Anything that's more than one rock is always Quantanium. So you're not wrong about that. Easy peasy. There's a repeatable trick to salvage too, so you can fill a big cargo ship with 2 people in one wreck site. I submitted to IC to be fixed. Oh, ESR Tech, what's going on with that? Some kind of an exploit with the collection? Interesting. All right, we're getting closer to our court. I am just loving the... By the way, 52 likes have been great. The conversation's been absolutely lovely. We've had a bunch of new subs today. We've had a nice donation to the channel, which those are always so helpful. I really appreciate it. We have had a great day today. So we've had 2 awesome runs to the air in Halo. Every single rock was scannable. And now we're heading over to Lyria to just kind of see how we can do over this way. I think they hinted that ship tractor beams might work, but they're afraid to say yes in case they're not. And Sarah, they should be afraid to say it. They have definitely said a lot of things that just didn't work out. And I think that they really need to kind of make sure their messaging is, we're not, for instance, we're not going to wipe. Oh, we are going to partial wipe. Oh, it's a full wipe now for both 1 and 2. Those things like that. I just, you hate to not say anything, but they've definitely had so many things that they've said. And I'm not knocking them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating. It's got to be tough because you can only deliver the message you have at the moment, right? I need to go outside and wash my car, but I'm feeling lazy. Astro, I have a lot of stuff I need to do outside today too. You're not. I'm feeling you. So I'm definitely. We're gonna absolutely love this Lyria trip. Oh, I'm getting interdicted, you guys. This is fun. Interesting interdiction. All right, I'm speeding up. I am boosting. I'm Eing out and I'm trying to get away here. So I've got maximum boost going, boostage. I'm now up very, very high speed. I'm 1152. And I punched out of there. So here's what I did. I got interdicted. While I was already interdicting, I was already rolling my velocity meter up to the top. I then swapped over. I put all speed, all power into engines. I just boosted out of it and just punched out as soon as I got. They didn't lock me down, so I got away. So something to keep in mind for our return trip to, to a station. But that's don't you don't want to panic. Don't get too lost in the sauce when you get interdicted. Try and maintain some a little bit of situational awareness. Like I said, I rolled my velocity meter up to the very top. I retooled to all engines. I boosted forward, and I was able to get out of there. That's why I love the VK00. Yeah, no question about it. That's a quick spooler for sure. I like the cooldown, and the Atlas only takes a few seconds to jump out, and that's why the VK00 is another one. Yeah, those are both excellent drives. They have their different purposes, but being able to have like different components on board, it's going to be so cool. It's like, hey man, I'm going to swap to this long range drive because I have long range drive. I'm going to swap to the short range drive because it's important. If you can uncouple, you can rotate to point guns while fleeing, and definitely do that where they're facing. I know it's crazy to think, but for whatever reason, if you like push your ship into if you can't get away, the next thing you should do is locate the sun, maximum speed towards the sun, then rotate, then do that. go to uncoupled mode, roll over, and then just shoot them as you're heading into this. Dude, I mean, that's one of your best options. You know, it's even though it sounds crazy. All right, there's SAL2. What do we got over here? We got 7. SPL there. We got Wheelers. We'll head into Wheelers, I think, probably. There's Humble. Yeah, we'll just head into Wheelers. That's cool. Let's spool and go down. Well, I'm excited. I wasn't planning on doing a little Lyria mining today, but we had a little bit more time. You know, I had a couple of excellent runs in the Halo, so off we go. It's always nice. I mean, I think planet mining is always so much. The atmospherics are great. You know, 21 SLA 21. Cool. If you can't flee the Manus as the main target to kill, yes, you've definitely got to prioritize the thing that's locking you down. You may not necessarily, you know, in a prospector, you may go down swinging, but you know what? Make sure that they at least know that you understood exactly what you should have been doing. So. Alrighty. Well, nice little hilly area here. Let's get down below the canopy. There we go. And we will kind of V-scan here. Boom. Send out a ping. Get some opportunity markers. Lots of them there. That is a 17 hundo. Clapstar scan, 17 hundo. We're looking for anything that's north of 17 hundo. Now, 620, factors of 620, those are rocks, right? Those are gems. So that's the other number that we'll see a lot of. That's a lot of 17 hundos there. So let's keep on moving. Those of the Manus have to be super close to stop. Not as close as you think. 17 hundo. It should have to be closer than it is, I think. But it seems like it can be a little further away than I think it can be. Can it lock you down up to 20? Which is, you know, a lot. Yeah, 1860 is going to be 3 gems, right? So that's the other thing to keep in mind is there are, you know, these other, so there's 17 hundo. So we're looking for 3,400, 5,100, 6,800, those types of numbers. You can just ping here and see the 3,400 notes. Yes, exactly. That's the beautiful thing about this. There's really, I mean, you just cruise along, make sure 20 km on the Manus. Yeah, that's it can lock you down for a while, from a pretty good distance. 17 hundos. All right, keep that up. Keep on scanning. Lots of opportunity markers. Okay. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. Lots of single rocks. 17, and this is some gems, I think, over here, right? 1240, yep. And the reason I knew that was gems is because it was close. It was close when it popped up. Hey, Jag, how are you today? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. All right. Scan out this way. Okay. 1860s, 3 gems. 17. 7 churn. 17 hundo. All right, we'll keep on moving. Jag, how have you been? Hope you're doing well. We had a couple of excellent Halo runs, and now we're just over here on Lyria making trouble. 17. 17. Three more opportunity markers. 17 hundo. 3,400 right there. That could be what we're looking for, depending on. Sometimes the 3,400s are not actually doublers. And this may not be here, right? They've got to be really close to each other too. And there are occasions where 3,400s are close to each other, but not close enough to be Quantanium. And that may be the case this time. It's the one time that, you know, that it breaks the meta just a touch. Learned a lot about gem mining since you've been in Atmo and watching 8-hour rock mining. Yeah, well, you'll definitely learn a lot, especially, you know, if Starstreams is on doing his thing. You know, he's a great guy to watch doing it. No, this could be. No, that's too far away from each other. That's why that's not Quantanium. See how they're just a little bit of a distance away from each other, where they're not. Plus, I am giving them a visual, just looking at them. Yep, neither one of those two is Quantanium. And that happens occasionally where you get like a 3400 scan, and it's only because they're both inside the the scan angle. There's a 17, 17, 17, 17. There's lots of opportunity markers over this way to look at still. 17, 17, 17, 17, and 1863 gems. Okay, we'll keep moving. I've had good luck with single quant rock, to be honest. When low flying, you can actually see them without really slowing down. 3400 is quant, but they always spawn. But they also spawn single rock. Yeah, I don't really check single rocks myself, Eric. Generally speaking, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I'm like you, if I happen to be flying by them, I'll definitely give them a look. Do a visual on them. Moon, how are you today? Nice to see you. Doing great. It's going well. We've had a couple of excellent runs of the Halo. Now we're over here on Lyria monkeying around. Looking forward to 318.2 someday going live, in a couple weeks here. There's 34 hundo there. Let's go ahead and do a collapse ping on that. Yeah, and once again, that's a perfect example. You can see they're going to be two. We're going to approach them, but they're two. See how both of them fit inside the ring here, but they're too far away for usually from each other to be Quantanium, I believe. So, but we'll go in and take a look. It's always a good idea to go in here and check. This first rock is right here.
Mining mode on. Fracturing mode.
Definitely not quant there. And this is definitely not going to be quant here either, right? Well, I'm not. I don't know that it is or not, but.
Fine flying out there.
What? Okay. Yeah, definitely not Quantanium there. We'll keep on moving back to scan mode. And we'll do another 180 ping, and off we go. All right, lots of opportunity markers. So let's start kind of on the edge there. 17. 17. There's a single rock. Probably should fly over and look at that, but I'm not going to. Let's see. 17. 17. 17. What was that? 17. 1240 is 2 gems. There's lots of them over this way. Yeah, 45 didn't. Look at them. 17. 17. 17. Lots of singles. All right, that's cool. All right. No, Sarah, it's not lost its greatness. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's just like mining anywhere is just like fishing. Sometimes you're gonna find stuff right off the bat. Sometimes you're not. Now, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to be able to cruise along here, and anytime it's 3400 or above, it's Quantanium. As long as it's not the gem values. When you fly that low, you get more you get more merged signal. This is how I normally do it. Are you flying a little higher, Eric, when you're doing your scanning? 17, 17, 17, 17. Back in the day, I used to find quant in the first 3 minutes. Well, there was definitely a couple of times in Lyria where it was overtuned, where you literally could just find it in the first 5 minutes, and it hasn't been like that in a little while. That being said, you can find it sometimes in the first 5 minutes. It just depends on just depends, if you get lucky or not. I certainly have gone mining and in 3 hours, found 4 or 5 really nice nodes, and gone mining and sometimes in 45 minutes and just take that 18%er that I skipped over 3 times because it's like, what? Mining is one of those things. 2.5 K don't merge as much. Okay, well, that's a good thing to know. All right. 17, 17, 17. It's not game changing the angles better. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. All right, 34. Let's go ahead and take a look there. Collapse ping. Those are probably close enough to each other. We'll have to see when we get there. Could be some quant over this way. Let's take a look. All right, got myself a icon, but no ping on it where it would tell me the type. Oh. All right, let's go ahead and pull the mining laser out.
Mining mode on.
Definitely going to be some quant here. And we'll just kind of come on in here and let's see what we found. Hey, Nate. Nice to see ya. Have you noticed? Yeah, salvage is a bit more, like in 3.18.2 especially. Like it was everywhere last weekend. And it was, I only found one node in quite a bit of time in the air in Halo. So I definitely know what you mean. All right, I pulled the laser back. I shot the rock one time. That will initiate it, giving me the scan results. This could be a decent rock. Just an 18%er though. I don't. That's a working man's cluster right there. What about this guy? I could definitely mine both these rocks. This is kind of both of them are like 16 and 17%ers. I'm not gonna do it, but that's a working man's cluster, and there's nothing wrong with doing those, honestly. There's a single rock over here. I'll just go look at just because I'm right next to it. There would have been nothing wrong with doing that single rock.
Fracturing mode on.
That's just some obsidian. Yeah, it's funny because they really seem to be kind of back and forth. Like sometimes it's like there's way too much, and but last weekend it was way overtuned in 3.8. I mean, it was like everywhere. I'm like, well, this isn't gonna stay because I'm in a random place in the air in Halo, and I'm like looking at 3.890 jumps. Give me a break, that's not happening. Nice cluster for a mole. Yeah, not even really though. I mean, really between those two rocks, there was barely 27, 28 SCU in my head. So that's why it's just like, you gotta kind of make some decisions on that, Judgment sometimes is the better part of valor there for sure. All right, here it is. Or borderline. Well, that's exactly right. I mean, if I would mind those. Had I been out here for 35, 40 minutes, I'm like, I'll just do these. Taking back 20 SCU is better than nothing at some point. But, ideally you just kind of move on and find something. All right. Let's take a look at these fellows right here.
Fracturing mode on.
All right. Google, welcome to the channel. I missed those AK 43%ers. I found last weekend or the weekend before something that was like a 48%er. Yeah, it was like an 80 SCU rock. It was sweet. No, I know what you mean. I couldn't mine it because I was in a prospector, but I was like, holy crap, this is a nice rock. So when you refine, it says local inventory and you can haul like a full cat when you want. Yep, that's exactly right, ESR. You have to be able to fit it in, obviously. You have to have enough wiggle room, and you can't partially break the loads, right? So let's say you have, you know, 6 or 7 loads of 32 each or whatever, you know, you might have to, at some point, one of them may not fit, you know, but, you know, that's exactly right. You can just do one mining run,
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
and that can definitely, impact the way that, you know, how many loads. Now, you know, with it being a piracy patch, a lot of us have been doing kind of smaller runs just to be safe. You know, so you don't lose that much if you happen to have a bad situation. That's a 4960. That's got to be a bunch of like 8 or 10 gems or so. 1700s. I wish you could drop markers to mark the rocks. Oh, I know, Schizoid. That's one of my biggest wants, is being able to just, because like if the mining operation, the group mining operation starting at 10. I want to be out there at 7 marking 3 or 4 or 5 different locations for us to mine that night. That's what I really want to do. And then have them be there when we fly back, as long as no one else found them. You probably mentioned this with one of the modules you're using. Right now I just got a Lancet and 3 brands. And that's just because, you know, I just jumped on today and had to restart my character. I normally would go with an FLTR-XL and a couple brands. Hey, wow, there's lots of rocks over here, you guys. So let's go ahead. We've inadvertently found the cluster, and so we'll take a look. But I'll normally go with a couple brands on FLTR-XL. Sometimes I go with 2 VAU C3s and a Rieger C3. That's another one that I like. Ooh, this is a nice cluster. I used to haul TDD and Taurus, but now I just run mode of the time in the Cuddy because of bugs and pirates. That's exactly right. It's more the fact that the 30k protections is hit or miss. So breaking up the loads and running them a little bit at a time, there's nothing wrong with them. All right, we're just going to kind of sit here, chill for a minute. We got to wait, give it a server tick. A full cat would be a whole lot of AUEC. It is. I've hauled in a full C2 before, and it's like millions. Juicy cluster, Kugel. Yeah, it's exactly right. It is a juicy cluster. Although we've got to wait a hot minute for it to... for them to register, right? They're just, it's doing that kind of thing where we need a server tick or two. There it goes. In order for it to kind of recognize that we're here. This is a 3,000 mass rock. This is going to be a 2%er or 5%er. Nothing great. Got delivery boxes. Yep, delivery boxes is a way you can absolutely, those work now in persistent entity streaming. Picking up delivery boxes and dropping them off, you can go right back. I put them in the Halo. Gone right back to the cluster, so there's no question that you can use those. They do work. They absolutely work. Vehicles work as well. This is a 7,200 mass rock at 9.2%. What do we got here? We have a 4566. This is going to be a blue cap. 5% or better, a little better than a blue cap. But well, what about this fella here? 53.99 mass, but it's not going to be a great percentage. 2%er. See if RNGesus is going to bless us or not here. The last 2 rocks. 3,000 mass, but this is only a 15%er. I'm not going to do that rock. Last opportunity for us here with this cluster. 38.29, and it's not going to be a good rock. So there was really nothing worth mining in that, unfortunately. And that does happen. I mean, it happens, you know, more than you want it to, but that's okay. We'll just kind of ping out and keep heading. All right, so that's going to be a 1,700 mass there. 1,700 mass there. 17 and 17. Nice hilly area here. We'll kind of keep heading in this direction. Send out a 90 ping. Hey, it's going pretty well. I've gotten a couple already in the hopper, Pyro. How have you been? Nice to see you, by the way. You said you can't break up the loads, e.g. if you drop 32 raw and 32 load, you can't. Yes, that's exactly right. You can break them up in the like like for instance, let's say you took a mole out. They can do. Oh, Eric, it's just one of those things. Sometimes sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. It's here nor there. I mean, sometimes it's fast and sometimes it's not. So yeah, let's say you have a mole. Okay, the mole can hold 96 SCU. And let's say you're out, you did like 67 SCU, right? Well, you can't haul 67 SCU in a Freelancer Max, right? You can't haul it because that does 66 SCU. You can't haul that 67 SCU. You can't haul it in a Cutlass Black because that only holds 46 SCU. So that's a situation where you have to have a ship that can, you can't break it in half either. You have to have a ship that can haul 67 SCU. So then you'd have to have something like the Raft or the Andromeda or the MSR, the Freelancer Max, something like that. That's what I'm saying. But if you did 2 Prospector runs, those can be broken out. You load one 32-1 onto a Cutlass Black, fly that back and forth, and put the other 32 on there as well. So, yeah, no, it's no question about it, Eric. I mean, it's you never know what you're gonna get. It's one of those things. For sure. Be good wanting to get back in SC, but don't fancy. Yeah, no, that's where all of us are at, Pyro. Hardly anybody's playing 3.8, live. Some people are. They're just being friendly, I think, to do their testing or whatever. But I agree. I mean, there's no progress to be made, and it's just one of those things, right? We're just not really out there doing it too much. Okay. But 318.2 looks to be somewhat promising. That's 2480. That's going to be some gems. All right. Keep on the scan in here. All right. 17 hundo. What is this guy? 17 hundo. Interesting. Thought it would all just stack up and you could put the max load. No, it doesn't break it up. Like you. Hey, Dark. Nice to see you. Hey, Master V. Just back on my 6th salvage run. Going very well. Cargo grid. Yeah, well, that's that's awesome, though. That's a good amount of salvage runs for the day, man. That's cool. What do we got there? That's 3,400. Let's send the ping down and let's go look at these guys. May not be Quantanium. Maybe Quantanium, but may not be. You can see that there's one's there and one's there, so we'll have to see how close we were to them. I could see these being Quant, and I could see them not being Quant as well. They look like they are close enough to be Quantanium, though.
Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on.
Yep, it's not Quantanium. See how they're just far enough away from each other where you kind of get that look like it's going to be... That one might actually be. Nope, it's a nice deposit. I thought I seen some orange in it for just a sec, but nope. All right, here we go. Keep on moving. 55 likes. Thank you. Darkside, how have you been, man? It's very nice to see you. It sounds like you got the salvage thing down. You're nailing that. 1700, cool. 1240 there. 1700 there. Keep moving. All right. Hanging out at a 180 scan and hardly getting any opportunity markers. That's kind of interesting. 17 hundo there. Yeah. Another 180 ping sent out. Single opportunity marker there at 17 hundo. Cruising along, Lyria. This has been kind of... It's, this is kind of, Halo, Lyria have all been about the same for me lately. I just, it's just... I definitely... It's not that I'm not finding Quantanium, because I am. I've already put, like over 500,000 in the hopper today. But, it's nothing... I will say, I haven't had any, like, a whole lot of where I fly out and just find it really quickly. Stuff, too much myself the last, say, 2 or 3 times I've been out. But that's okay. It's laws of averages, right? So, we'll see if these guys are close enough to be Quantanium. That changes things, as I never did bother with quant mining, as I would never get a full ship full of... Yeah, well, that's, it's just, some people are just running little runs just to keep them, keep themselves safe, and because 30k protection is not working that great. Yeah, this is going to be Quantanium for sure.
Mining mode on. Fracturing
All right, what do we got here? Alrighty.
Mining mode.
Let's take a look here.
Mode on.
7,000 mass rock. Beautiful mass there. Just a 2%er, though. And what about this guy? Another 7,000 mass rock. 69.95. 65.95. I got 6,600 mass rock. Now, what's this guy over here? Let's just kind of look. Not Quantanium, okay. It was kind of close. I knew it was just kind of close. It wasn't. I didn't expect it to be part of that grouping. Yeah, all right, send out another ping here. Very good. You know, very very good. In the cluster, you know, in the air and Halo, we did very well today, and we are on Lyria now, lunking around a little bit. Yeah, just figured we were doing a flyby, might as well look. All right, there's a 180 ping. Sent out single rock. Opportunity marker, that is 620. That's a single gem. $3,400 right there. Let's go ahead and send out that ping. I'm going a little slower than I want to be going. Those are not going to be that. Those are not together. Little too far. A little too far apart. And actually, when you rescanned it, it was a 17 and a 17. So, kind of cool that kind of redrew those on a secondary scan. All right, what about this guy? 17. What about over here? A couple of 17s, pretty close to each other. See some rocks over this, or some hills over this way. Let's head this way. Couple of rocks down here. 17. That's probably gems right there, I'd imagine. 9,300. 9,300. 620 divided by what is 93? I knew that's a lot of gems. Kind of curious what if this is Hadanite or not. Probably Dolomite. That is a lot of gems, though. This is where I wish the prospector could haul the rock. That'd be wrong. Ooh, I'm gonna get in a little closer. Aphorite. That's what that is. Cool. Alright, let's send out a 180 ping and let's get up in the air a bit. Alrighty. 1860s 3 gems. 612. Wow, we found a really gemmy area. Would love to see, once you kind of scan the location, it changed colors. Oh, yeah, that's an interesting thought. Like, you know, like if there was some kind of like an overlay or whatever, that is an interesting thought. I like that idea. I normally pick kind of a direction and head in it. I try to anyways. I don't think these are going to end up being Quantanium.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
That's not. Giving it a visual. And giving this one a visual. That's not either. Okay.
Mining mode off.
All right. We'll keep on rinsing and repeating here, and hopefully we'll come across something to mine here somewhat soon. It's definitely, I will say, it's definitely taken a little bit longer than I had hoped over here on Lyria. But that's okay. This is just kind of par for the course. Those are going to be some gems. Any idea where the best secret fishing hole is for salvage? Some people have been talking about some L2s. Nate, that's come up a lot. Also, one of the places that's come up a lot is the Yella asteroids. The asteroids around Yella have that stuff in it too. So it's like if you fly to Yella, don't go to Grim Hex necessarily, but you could fly like, you know, like when you first fly to Yella, just turn over on your back and fly back out to the, fly back out to the asteroids, and those there's salvage out there as well. So give that a try, Nate, for sure. I've heard good, but that can be pretty good. 17 hundo. 17 hundo. 17 hundo. Just any direction in a rock belt. Up. Alright, here we go. 1240. Really got into a nice jammy area for sure. Nice hilly area. I would expect I would eventually start seeing a little bit more. Just stay away from Grim. Exactly. Don't go near Grim Hex doing that. But just on the other side of the planet type of thing. Just kind of look around. Because that's a good... Give it a shot. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, no problem. Let me know how it works out too, Nate. For sure. Alright, here's a couple more Quantanium rocks. Let's see if we can get lucky here. Pull the laser out. And see if... See if we can get a little bit lucky here. I didn't think they were that far, but... Okay. They must be. I was flying right towards them. That's weird. Ah, there they are. I was going to say. That is strange. Alright, let's cross our fingers here. Hopefully we'll get something in here and halfway decent. Alrighty. And the mass on this guy is 3663, but this is not a great rock. 2%er. And what about this guy? 4200. And this is going to be a 17%er. I probably should actually mine that, but I'm not gonna. It hasn't been that great of a trip over here, but that's okay. We're gonna keep on looking. 180. What's crazy is, 180 pings are just not even getting me that many opportunity markers. And they are getting me some, don't get me wrong, but nice hilly area like this. There's some warpable tourist attractions in the Yellow Belt. No one goes around. Yeah, just not so easy to find. Yeah, that's exactly right. There's like that Stonehenge type thing that's made out of like vending machines, and I forget what what place is called. I don't know that I've actually been there before. That's 620, 17, and 5580 is going to be gems. Benny Henge, there we go. Thank you, John. How have you been? Nice to see you. Benny Henge. Yeah, that's a yeah. Oh my goodness. We're over here on Lyria. Had really two good runs in the Halo today, and now Lyria has been we definitely found a nice cluster, and we found definitely some doublers, but nothing has been mineable yet. So we are putting in some work over here. $17 hundo. Now, if I start getting down to below 75% hydrogen, I may hit an OM marker and just kind of go to a different spot and just see if we can get lucky. there's also a lot of times where, you know, hey, good, nice to hear that, John, for sure. Let's get the icon at least. Give it a visual as we go by. Not Quantanium, but, you know, we could see it there, so might as well at least take a look. Alright, we'll send out another ping here. See how we're doing. Seems they are steering us to the Halo for mining and salvage. Nah, at least for mining, for sure. Salvage, not... You know, I mean, they had an overtune last week. Hey, welcome to the channel, Play Crazy Games. We definitely have a few folks from Portugal who are on the channel from time to time. So, yeah, welcome aboard. It's nice to have you. Thank you for stopping in. All right, you guys. Let's kind of see if we can't get lucky here. 17 hundo. 17 hundo. This is probably gems. 1240. I figured that because it popped up so close. That could be gems as well. 80 something. That had like a 60 in it, so I think that's definitely a bunch of gems. Yep. Always see your videos, man, for a long time. That's awesome. I hope that they've been helpful for you. Mostly mining, Sarah. Exactly. You know, and here's the thing. I think salvage is going to come into its own with the SRV and being able to just grab derelicts and bringing them to a central location for processing. That's what I think how the salvage mining loop is going to work. Like, you're going to have SRVs to go kind of fetch you. You might fly into Alisar and just grab some of the, you know, the blown up ships, or maybe around Jump Town, you know, type of thing. You can kind of fly in and grab some of the soft death stuff and just haul it away to a different spot. And then, you know, you have like a central place that you're pulling those things to, and then salvage them from there. That will be a huge change. Oh wow, holy mackerel! 1860, 17 hundo, 17 hundo. $12.40. What is this over here? 3,400, huh? All right, let's go take a look. Doing well. Hope you are too. 318.1, bit buggy, but enjoying. Yeah, it is a little buggy, but you know what? I am enjoying this. I plan to melt the Corsair for the SRV. Oh wow, I really am looking forward to the SRV for sure. Yeah, safer to move them to a safe spot. Exactly, Toe. Go pick them up. Have some place like Aaron Halo-ish type of thing. You know, not necessarily in the Aaron Halo, but some place that you just kind of have your mining your salvage operation at, and then just pull them to there and then salvage them. I think I'm gonna recruit a friend to run a space chop shop. Yeah, that'd be so much fun, Nate? Do they need to increase salvage to get from player ships? I mean, I think that the ship salvage is okay. I guess I haven't spent a whole lot of time on soft death ships, but what is this going to be? It's like a 15%. Look at that. 7% are there and a 7% are there. Boy, there's been some weird percentages as well. So
Mining mode off.
keep on a looking here.
Hydrogen fuel at 75%.
Yep, that's usually a good telltale sign where you got to start thinking about. I'm starting to see more opportunity markers though. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17 hundo, 17 hundo, and a 3,400. Let's go ahead and approach that. 3,400. Single rock there. Not Quantanium. Keep heading in this direction here. They were right out in front of us. Ah, there's those. There they are right there.
Fracturing mode on.
Doublers. All right, let's just go ahead and check them out. See how we're doing. All right, shoot them one time.
Mining mode off. Mining mode off.
4502, it's going to be a garbage rock, though, at 2%. What about this guy? And 3916, another garbage rock at 2%. Woo, boy. We're having a great time here on Lyria today. We're finding rocks, but woo, man, we just, we found clusters, a lot of doublers, nothing. I mean, the highest percentage I found is a 17%er so far. All right, what do we got here? 17, 34. Okay, let's go ahead and give that a ping, and let's see what we have. Those are not going to be, they're too far apart, so I'm not going to approach them. Alright, we'll send these guys out like this. Alright, what do we have here? 17. 17. 17. There's that 3400, but they're too far apart. When I do that secondary ping, you can just tell they're just, yeah, they're not right next to each other. 17. All right, we'll keep moving. So 2 awesome runs in the Halo and 1 very slow run on Lyria so far. We're just kind of hanging in there as best we can. Couple of 3400s. But let's go ahead and see here. Hey, Doe, how are ya? Better late than never. That's exactly right, sir. Oh, boy. You know what this means? I think it means I'm recovering old ground, I think.
Mining mode on.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll see. If I am, I'm going to have to pick a certain... Well, maybe not. Yeah, that guy's already pre-scanned, right? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So that's not good either. So I need to pick a direction, and because I just circled back. So all right, 280. I need to pick a direction and head in that one direction, and that's I normally do that. I'm normally good about it, but I didn't do it this time, and so who knows? I could have been flying in circles all day long, and probably have been. Yeah, all right, we'll just kind of stick. We'll stay at. We'll use 280 as our. To try and keep us honest. All right, 17, 17, 17, 17. Oh, I know. I'm the same way, Toe. It's like, I don't want to do a 17 or an 18%er, but eventually I'll run out of time, and just if that's what I find, that's what I find, right? I mean, that's all you can do, really. I've definitely, passed up like 16, 17 percenters, and then 45 minutes later did 16 or 17 percenters because I was just like, okay, this is not my day, Now, don't get me wrong, we've already put $500,000 in the hopper. I mean, we're out here, working on more than $500,000. So, I mean, we've had a great day. It's just, and you can come to Lyria and find stuff immediately. It's just, it's just like fish. I mean, you never know what you're going to have. It is what it is. It's until you kind of come looking around, you just never know. And then you know what's going to happen. I mean, generally what happens to me is I'll find something that's like a 6,800 mass at 48% coming up. Something I just can't mine. 17. 17. 1860s, 3 rocks. 17. We'll do a visual on this guy as we're going by. Yeah, that's not Quantanium. Oops, that was a 360 ping. Alright. let's see. I thought it said 17,000 for a minute, but it didn't. 1,700. No, Doe. I actually my first my first 2 runs were in the Halo, and they went awesome. Every single rock scannable in the Halo, just like last week. And then we just decided to come over here and do the bonus run. You know, I wanted to do the bonus half-hour run on Lyria, but of course, it's turned into the bonus hour of just flying around on Lyria and looking at. Well, we've definitely found lots of Quantanium. Just none of it's been of none of it's been of a percentage with mining, really. Find a 35%er and an NPC will show up. Exactly. You know, stuff like that, exactly. So, all right, 17 hundo. All right, so I'm still keeping, you know, staying in that one kind of heading the one direction, the 280-ish, right? So I'm not flying over the same old ground. All right, lots of opportunity markers. Whew, boy. 17. 1240's gems. 17. 17. 17 and 17. My goodness. All right, keeping on. What do we got there? 17. 1240's gems. 1240 is gems. It's going to get back to my heading that I want. Alright. And we're going to keep on rinsing and repeat until we find something. $17. $17. So just finding lots and lots of single rocks. Have, you know, just haven't found the right ones yet. 1863 gems. All right. 180. Ping again. Nothing going there. Keep on sending the pings out. $1,700. Yeah, that is unusual to, to do a 180 scan and just have one, one opportunity marker. It's okay, though. All right, there's some opportunity markers. What do we got here? 8,500. We'll approach those 4. And hopefully one of these guys has got some percentage in it worth mining. So this is a little cluster here. Pull out the laser. And hopefully we will get lucky with one of these guys. Oh, it looks like this is actually 5. Oh, that makes sense. It's better math. Better maths. All right, what do we got here? Got some scanning going on. 54, 54. This is a terrible rock, 2%er. Okay. I found a solution to my login 19K problem. I used a VPN to Europe and got right. That's so weird. Makes you wonder if that's not like some kind of a weird DNS issue or something. That is so strange, though, that it's an actual location issue. That is crazy. Did somebody suggest that to you? 2%er? You boy, Lyria is full of garbola today. Oh, this could be a halfway decent rock. Oh, yay, we found one. All right, that's good. Let me look at this one and see if it's any better. Well, at least we found something to mine here. Holy mackerel, was that taking a hot minute. All right, so we've got a really nice rock here. This is a 4638. This is a high, high, almost probably 30 SCU. I'm going to spin around here, and we do want to kind of get this, use this shadow as we approach down here. So, decent rock here. And as I approach, I can stick this UI right in the darkness. I'm in optimal. All right, let's go ahead. I'm just using the darkness a little bit for a little bit of contrast on the UI. This should be a fairly easy break. I mean, it's a 4633. It's not a big rock. And it took a while to find this guy, that's for sure. So we want to make sure that we do a good job cutting it up. All right, we're looking good here. Climbing and climbing and climbing. That's crazy to think that it was that type of thing. Wow, 63 likes today. Holy mackerel, you guys. What a good day today. That surprised me. I didn't... Yeah, had a really good day today. Some excellent questions. Great conversations. The Quantanium hasn't been bad. It was a little bit of a long run on Lyria here to find something, but not terrible. If we can get this back to the hopper successfully, we will have had 3 successful runs today, which is, always wonderful. The servers, I will say, for 3.18.2 have been, knock on wood, so far been very stable, and that's always a nice thing. All right, we're just starting to get up towards the optimal here. I like to let it get about halfway up into the optimal before I start rolling it back. But you got to roll it back fast when you roll it back, because it will get over its skis in a hurry. And it's just the new optimal window is a little weird, right? So now if I put it right back up to the top, it may jump right back up there, but sometimes it doesn't. So the optimal window is a little more sensitive than it used to be in 3.17s. For sure. And you've got to, you do have to pay attention to it. Especially on secondary breaks, it's crazy. I mean, here you see it's climbing. I was at 33%. So good break. And let's just kind of see what happens here. See how it breaks up into pieces. Is 318... 3.18.1 is not that great for mining, John, that I found. 3.18.2 has been great. So I'm really waiting for 3.18.2 myself. 3.18.1 still had unscannables in the air in Halo and that type of thing. 3.18.2 has no unscannables in the Halo. At least that's been how it's been so far. This is going to be 10 SCU of the good stuff, I think, here. Yeah, that is. And what about this guy here? Junk. There's one underneath there, though, too. I can see it down there. What about this guy? Junk. Boy, I'm not seeing all the Quantanium that I should. Some of it must have fell. What size rock is this? Yeah, some of it must have went underneath Huh. Oh, yeah, there's definitely another one down there. That one. It's always the one that's got to be way underneath that's probably going to have Yeah, that's... There's 14 of my FCU at the very bottom of that thing. But the good news is I can break this one up. So that's what we'll do. We'll break this one up. Okay, so we'll break up this one first. Because that's the 78%er. But it's only 500 mass. So you got to be really careful. I mean, like 13% will make this thing look like it's you're just going crazy with it. All right, we fired off the Brant. I'll bring it down to, like, 7%. Looks like it's holding. 4%. Is it going to climb out at 4? Nope. It looks like it's going to level off. Gear down when flying low keeps you safe. Oh. That's a good note. Is that way? So if you scrape the ground, it kind of hits on the skids. Is that kind of the thought? That would make a lot of sense to me. All right, so we got our first break. Happened pretty easy. If you break the trash on top, you'll have better access to the one on the bottom. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, and fortunately, there's this 100%er that's on top of the other 100%er, so not too bad. We got about 5 seconds to get that into the green. 3. We're close, but we didn't quite make it all the way. But we were close. So the Brant is mostly going to break up this second rock. Normally I try and get 2 rocks broke per 1 Brant charge. I'm usually pretty successful at it. But this is going to fall out here right at the very end. So 3, 2, 1. We lost the Brant, but it's only towards the very end, and I think we're at a pretty steady. Good. Good break. You let the server tick out and break it. Uh-oh. What's going on here? We definitely have... Okay, it did break. I was going to say it. Okay, that's junk. I got to break it. I can break it right there. So that's what we'll do. I'll have to fire a Brant here. I don't know if that's going to fall down or not. I got to keep an eye on it. Yep, it did. Shoot. Fell down. Okay. That's okay, though. I just got more wiggle room. Okay. Alright. We're in at 7. 2, it's falling out. 5, will it hold? 5's not holding. 7 does seem to hold. Okay, cool. One day there will be a new handheld tractor beam. Maybe we'll be able to use it to move rocks out. Yes! Well, and just like the ship track, I mean, I had always loved the idea of using like the 315Ps as like your scouts. Oh, there was a lag spike. As your scouts, as well as them being able to kind of dual purpose, moving the big trash out of the way as well. Like so, if you're they're your scouts as well as you're breaking. They can hang out and move rocks around. All right. What do we got here? What is this? 139 mass. All right, there is one more underneath there. I see it. What's in that one? Any quant? No. All right. I think we've got her busted up as much as we can bust her up.
Extraction mode.
All right, let's jump on extraction mode. 105. Hundo, in it goes. Use the SRV, exactly. The SRV, another perfect use of the SRV. All right, we're scooping. Scooping now. One thing I will say is a little different is the mining lasers, or the extraction lasers, not turning off when it's done with rocks. It eventually does, but not anytime soon. I'm not waiting for the scans to complete either, because these were 100%ers. But I am keeping an eye on it when I'm, just to make sure that I'm, you know, not pulling in any Garbola. This was never going to be a pure 32 SCU anyway, so. Alright, so that's 15 SCU so far. 16 SCU. This is not a good piece here. And then let's just go ahead and
Extraction mode on.
not sure why that was like that, but we'll just kind of keep pulling this in. Alright, 17 SCU there. Now some of this is going to be trash up here for sure. Alright, we're just crossing 20 SCU now. Good. 21. There's just a little bit of Quantanium in this one. And what about this one? So I'm not going to complain about that. That's going to be north of 24 SCU. 25 SCU. 25 SCU is about where we're at.
The UEE Navy have requested civilian support to fight Xenothreat. We need all available CDF members to report for duty. Any other able pilots are encouraged to join as well.
Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on.
There's 100% impacted right there. I didn't even see that. Alright, what about this guy? Oh, there's a couple more underneath there. Hey! Alright, now we're 30.
Storage full.
We ended up, yeah. We ended up with 29. I didn't realize that there was a little more down there. That's fine. That's cool. So, alright, we're going to do a zig jump, right? We're going to jump towards Mike L5 to begin with. So this is a, you know, it does take a little bit more time, you know, but you got to be, you know, I don't want to do a straight Lyria to ArcCorp jump. That's just nothing I would definitely recommend doing. Xenothreat, go ahead and show them what the, yeah. Show them the business end of the prospector, says Omega. That's awesome. That's funny. All right, so we're heading towards OM6. Guy's still going. Yeah, I am still going. That's awesome, Sandy. It's our third run here that we're bringing in.
Travel engaged. Quantum travel.
Hey, Ramon, how are you? Nice to see you. 318.2 has been great. Every rock in the Halo scans. You know, we did 2 runs in the Halo today. 1 on Lyria. We're hauling this 3rd run back from Lyria today. So, you know, if we can get this back to the hopper. Now, as soon as you take off here, right, I'm heading towards, then I'm already recalibrating, right? I'm already kind of turning down, but this is just called I call this colloquially a zigzag jump.
Quantum travel complete.
And then you just kind of, you know, recalibrate, and that way you're not directly jumping from Lyria over to, you know, from Lyria over to Arc L1. You give yourself a little bit of wiggle room here. If you come at it from a different angle, you're less likely to be caught in a quantum interdiction. Looking into Restream and maybe Twitch too. Yeah, you know what, Sandy? I really, you know, at some point in my life, I'm gonna, you know, and not anytime necessarily soon, but when I retire from my job, I'm gonna do a bunch of streaming, and I'll look into that as well. I really like YouTube, but I also do know that there's different services. You know, and then, yeah, I mean, that type of thing. We'll post about the VPN on the org. It is interesting. Yeah, I've used that solution before. No, that's a good thing to know, and that's a good tip for sure. This has been a great stream today. I've really enjoyed it. We have really really did well. This is our third run-in. We probably, this isn't the most efficient day. It's not like I found Quantanium fast. I mean, every time I was probably between 30 and 40 minutes a run. But every time I did find Quantanium, it was over 30 SCU. So we're going to be somewhere, I think we were just like about 59.8 SCU. So we're going to be somewhere around 80 SCU in the hopper today. If I can get this back to the ranch safely. And you know what? That's a win. I mean, that's a solid day. That's 750,000. Like 20 streamers on Twitch right now and just you on YouTube. Yeah, and that's, I definitely, it's funny because I wish that I know on the CIG channel or whatever, they only support Twitch streamers over there. And I understand Twitch is the big platform for sure. I know 66 likes. Isn't that crazy, Ramoyne? I know. I was surprised. It's been a great day. There's been lots of good folks have come along. We've had a beautiful, we really did have a beautiful, a nice donation for coffee. I've had some subs today. We've had a great conversations. It's been a lot of fun. I've just really enjoyed myself. And obviously, that's the website, Pirates. I prefer YT. Yeah, I like YouTube for sure. I just think that there's, if maximize your streamage or whatever, nothing wrong with it. All right, let's go ahead and roll this guy over. Get a little more speed cooking. And get in here and get landed. There's one guy I watched. That is the only guy streaming to Rumble. I was thinking about streaming the Rumble one of these times. Okay, there's people here, so got to keep our head on a swivel. Bringing it in hot. I'm going to drop my gear and rotate my VTOLs. Glad to hear it. You deserve it. Thank you, sir. All right, we're going to call for a landing here in just a sec. All right. All right, the first alarm is not unexpected. We're cruising along here. Just heard first alarm, so we are in plenty good shape. Kind of moving it in here. All right. Lining them up, and in we go. Oh, it's a little hotter than I want to come in. Okay. Nice little bit of trimming. Hey. Nice little landing there. Rumble still exists? Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. Cool, cool, and cool. Little post-flight there for the team. Turn these guys off, and out we go. Let's go in and store this guy. Beautiful day mining. Oh, so much. So lovely. Let's go run and store. Get this guy stored. We'll get the stuff down to the hopper and get it processing. RKL1 is always dangerous. It is. The only reason I kind of came here is just because we did do Lyria. I have been hanging out really between ARC-L4 and HORL2. I mean, and just kind of mining out of the Halo, just kind of trying to remain as anonymous as possible. But we came over to, we did a bonus run here. Hey, Crow, how you doing? Nice to see you. We did 2 runs in the Halo, and we did 1 bonus run here in Deliria, just to see how things were working out over there. You know, just a beautiful day. Just absolutely had so much fun today. We are going to start heading down here. So, 318.1 is out. 318.2 will probably come out after the free fly. And then I will be keeping my ear to the track because as soon as 319 is available, I am going to be all over that. Like crazy, making all sorts of content, little pieces of it. Probably talking about the individual components and, you know, where I'm finding things and what's working with what and all that type of thing. RSI website offering discounts. Red Alert weapons, armor collections. It was 30% discount. It went about a month ago. Oh, wow. That's crazy. I'll have to check out some of those discounts for sure. All right. So we know we have the other 2 in the hopper. And they were, I think it was like 59. Yeah, I'll do this. Hold on. Divided this by 88. We had 59.70 in there before. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do this. This was a nice run, 29.80. I will also do the Dynex Solvenation on this guy. Well, and somebody was mentioning, like here earlier, like here's the fair on exchange if I get this quote here. Remember it was 40 hours to do. See how this is 13 hours, much faster, but more money up front. There's different ways to do this or whatever. But that's 28.31. So I'm going to plus 2831. That is a total of 8801 today. 8801 times 88 is 774,000 AUEC worth of material. Like I said, we're not done. We still would have to do the actual we still would have to do the actual cargo runs, but hey, 750,000 on the stream today. Can't complain about that. First of all, I just want to say the conversation was just out of control good today. You know, the coffee was fantastic, by the way. And thank you for the donation, Grift. Really appreciate that. That will go in the coffee fund for sure. Drinking some wonderful gourmet French roast today, and it was delicious, by the way, with a touch of hazelnut in it. I just loved it. The Quantanium was fantastic. Like we said, 750,000, 774,000 if I were to haul it in. You know what? On a Saturday afternoon, you spend 3 or 4 hours. You know as well as I do. You do that a few times, you can chip away, and you got yourself lots and lots of money for buying some ships. Of course, we're not going to be playing the PTU anytime soon until 318.2 at least drops. But you know what? We know that right now 318.2 seems to be in a reasonably good place for mining. So the conversation today was outstanding. Wonderful new folks on board. Of course, some of you older folks who have been on the channel. Tons of likes today. Just an unbelievably great stream. I really enjoyed it. Please take care of yourself. I hope that you all have a lovely Saturday. And I will see you all around the verse.